This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Good morning, Ghana. Good morning, lovely listeners of GhanaTalks Radio. It's yet another beautiful, brand new day. Yes, it's midweek, and we are excited because the weekend is almost here. You are welcome to the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show right here on GhanaTalks Radio. And here is the news headline review. And I am your host, Ruth Esenam Fiagbedu. Here we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news, from business to politics, from sports to entertainment, and everything in between. We got you covered with the most relevant stories. As usual, My guest will be here soon. Then we dive into the major headlines for today. But before that, yeah, there's this thing that I've been making noise about, and I've taken it upon myself to be making noise about it till the day is here. So on the 31st of May, Ghana Talks Radio in collaboration with Efia Lounge will be having an event, and that event is dubbed Rock Your Jersey. Yes, so it's here, the biggest night in club football, and we are bringing the energy straight to Anyasoto. Anyasoto, when you are coming from, what's the name again? Antieku. Yes, that side is Anyasoto. When you are coming from Aoshi, it's called Anyaoshi. So it's Anyasoto and then Anyaoshi. Please, you all should come together. Come catch the thrills, the woos, and the goals as PSG come face to face with Inter Milan in this year's UEFA Champions League, which is finally coming up on the 31st of May 2025. Join Ghana Talks Radio and football fans from all over Accra for the ultimate UEFA Champions League final watch party live inside the vibrant Efie Lounge at Awoshi, Anya. And it's exactly 6 p.m. And do you know the most exciting part about it? It's actually free. Free! Yes. And another part of it is that all you need to do is predict. With this one, it's falau. Predict. You are just predicting, and who knows, you can go home with some drinks from Efie Lounge, their food. Oh my God, you haven't tasted Efie Lounge's food before. Come and predict me. Who knows? You might get yourself some meal from Efie Lounge. So please, I'll be there, and I'm expecting you all to be there too. It's free. So all you need to do is just wear your favorite club jersey and come have fun. That is it. That is all what it's about. So please, do not miss it, okay? Don't miss it. Try not to miss it. So before we dive into our major headlines for today, let's go and read the front page of some of the newspapers we have. So the Ghanaian publisher, CRI blasts GIS over ruthless beggars scoop. Yes. So CRI blasts GIS, which is the Ghana Immigration Service, over ruthless beggar scoop. They are blasting them. It looks like they didn't do a good job by transporting these beggars, or maybe they didn't go through the right procedure. Were they ruthless with them? Were they mean with them? Maybe they manhandled them. They didn't treat them well before transporting them to the refugees camp. So GRI is blasting them. What didn't they do right? Yeah. So you can buy the Ghanaian publisher to read more about the story. And there again we have Ataforsen charges Gold Board to one core economic transformation. We also have Ayariga condemned grandson murder of NHIA director. Yeah. So yesterday we heard the bad news that the NHIA director was murdered. That was so sad. All right, moving on. We have the Daily Graphic. Nation risks more revenue losses. Wow. Nation risks more revenue losses. We have Ghana Card blocks prison graduates from national service. Ghana Card blocks prison graduates from national service. You know, now there's a new communique from the camp of the national service scheme, and it said without the national service, you cannot be a national service personnel. You cannot pursue your national service. And here lies the case. Some prisoners, some people were in prison and they couldn't, register for the Ghana card. And due to that, they wouldn't be able to, do their national service. So you can buy the Daily Graphic to look more into the story. And on the Daily Graphic, we also have local government minister caution public against Boko conflict commentaries. Right now, if you want to talk about the Boko fight, I think you need to be watchful because people are around. Oko Kabibi, if you go and make any commentary or if you go and pass out any comment, you might not be in the right place. They will manhandle you. That is it. We have the Ghanaian Times. Uphold children's right dignity. GRI. again, uphold children's rights dignity, GRI. So it looks like the Ghana Immigration Service is in trouble. You know, they are commending them for the good job, but it looks like they didn't really do a good job. So the child rights, yeah, they are here saying that they were ruthless with them and then they didn't treat the children well. It's infringing on the rights of the children. So that is it. And then again on the Ghanaian Times, we have Ghana committed to reformed business environment, and that is coming from President John Dramani Mahama. We have the Daily Guide, Baumia Mahama clash over city stabilization, and Land Ministry partners Asante Hene for high-level mining summit. We have the Custodian. We have the Gold Board to promote economic growth, Finance Minister. Minority mocks NDC, Mahama's 24-hour economy. Now 24-hour doomsday. Wow. Kufuor calls for unity against tax leakage. We have petitioner alleged conspiracy to axe Tokonu. We have the new crusading guide. Government's 24-hour economy agenda under threat over power instability, and that is coming from the minority. The publisher, new magic pushing strong city is gold board. New magic pushing strong city is gold board. You know, the city is doing very well on the market, and all the accolades is going to the gold board. It looks like they are doing a great job. So the new magic pushing the strong city is the good board, and this is coming from the finance minister, and he assures stable sustenance. Yeah, more dangerous rains coming. That means that the flood need there. We are about to see more dangerous rains coming. The Daily Statesman, wrongful rent allowance payment. Chief Justice Tokonu refund 1,108k Ghana cedis. Wow. Chief Justice Tokonu refunded 118k Ghana cedis. 49 other judges did same. Government credits gold board with CD performance. Ghana government credits gold board with CD performance. Now we have Baumia admits past shortcomings. Yesterday we saw in the news Vice President Baumia came out to apologize to Ghanaians. He's pleading for forgiveness. He said the NPP did a couple of things and it made mistakes. You know, Nipa Bains they did their best, but they couldn't do all, and it made some mistakes. And they are, pleading with we Ghanaians to forgive them. If they are given another chance, they will do better. And that is coming from the Daily Statesman. Moving on, the Accra Times. The Accra Times. The governed board of Gold Board inaugurated. Help Mahama to reset Ghana's economy. And that is coming from Ato Forson. Help Mahama to reset Ghana's economy. Coming from Ato Forson. The News Center. Gold Board driving CD Sage. Gold Board driving CD Sage. Supreme Newspaper. Election fraud allegations rock a handful Ano North Municipal Assembly. Supreme Newspaper. Election fraud allegations rock a handful Ano North Municipal Assembly. Ghana Gold Board to curb smuggling, boost forex and stabilize CDs, and that is coming from Finance Minister. Moving on, we have Daily Analyst. NHIA manager murdered. NHIA manager murdered. UTAG UG demands Auditor General's recognition. UTAG UG demands Auditor General's recognition. Mahama projects single-digit inflation by mid-2026. That is good news. We have the Daily Gist. VIP returning in 3 days' time. VIP returning in 3 days' time. Yeah, so after 2 months of treatment in abroad, the Vice President will be returning to Ghana. That is good news. Finally, she's fine, she's doing well, she's fit, and we believe she's fit to do the job now. All right, moving on. Moving on to our last newspaper, the Metro Lens. And then it says that NHIA demands justice for slain Bongo manager. NHIA demands justice for slain Bongo manager. Baumier's apology pays off. NPP members give him a standing ovation. Yes, Baumier's apology pays off. NPP members give him a standing ovation. As I mentioned earlier, during an engagement in London, he took it as an opportunity to plead with Ghanaians that the NPP did their best, but they couldn't do all. They made some mistakes along the line. And we are pleading, if we are given the mandate, if we are given the chance to rule Ghana again, we will do better. So he has apologized to Ghanaians, yes, and he was given a standing ovation by some members of the NPP during the engagement in London. So this is what we have for the newspaper, and that is this. We are going for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back for the news headline review. Yeah, welcome back from that quick commercial break. We are here to give you the major news headline review. All right, moving on to our first news headline, we have decongestion exercise not a 9-day wonder, Accra Mayor. Decongestion exercise not a 9-day wonder, Accra Mayor. The mayor of Accra, Michael Kpakpo Alote, has reiterated his administration resolve to restore order in the central business district, emphasizing that the ongoing decongestion exercise is not a 9-day wonder. Speaking to the press on Tuesday, May 20th, after the rollout of the operation, the mayor stressed that the initiative will be sustained until all unauthorized structures and street obstructions are removed. According to him, the exercise is not a one-off event, but a sustained campaign to reclaim public spaces and improve pedestrian and vehicular movement in the city. The decongestion campaign, launched earlier in the day, is being undertaken by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly in collaboration with the Korle Klottey Municipal Assembly. It forms part of a broader effort to tackle congestion, enforce city bylaws, and enhance sanitation across key areas of the capital. The first phase of the exercise is focused on areas around the AMA office, including Kimbu Road to Railways, ECG Junction at the Kentucky Terrier Statue, and Opera Square to Adabraka, unknown hotspots for street vending and traffic congestion. City authorities maintain that the campaign is a strategic step toward restoring discipline in the capital and enhancing public safety. So yesterday there was a decongestion exercise in Accra, and the Accra mayor, in the person of Michael Kpakpo Alote, has reiterated his administration resolve to restore order in the central business district, emphasizing that the ongoing decongestion exercise is not a 9-day wonder. What do you make of it, Ms. Debbie?
I think that was a good move he made. And as he said, it's not a 9-day wonder. You see, we've seen things like that before. The former Greater Accra Regional Minister did same. He tried doing same. And then from the beginning, it was positive. But then along the way, we didn't see anything happen. And I think 2 weeks or 3 weeks before they did that day congestion exercise, after 3 weeks, we saw the traders back to the streets, back on pavement where it is meant for pedestrians. So he's saying that it's not a 9-day wonder. It's a good one. But then he should ensure that as they are driving these traders from the street and from the pavement, they should also listen to them. If the marketplace, because according to some of the traders, there is not enough space at the market, like the main marketplace where they are supposed to sell. And today I was listening to the current Greater Accra Regional Minister, Linda Oklo, and she's also saying that there is space in there, and these traders are refusing, to go in and sell in the market, a location or a place or a space that has been given or left down for them to sell. So I feel like it's a good exercise. We are applauding them, but they should ensure that, as he said, it's not going to be a 9-day wonder. It's not going to be something that we see happening today, and then the next minute, omatiada, and then we don't see anything again. That is why some of these traders, I've seen videos where the traders are confident that engosi bebia. They traded themselves. They are saying engosi bebia because they've seen similar cases, and then they were so bold, confident that they are going to sack them from the streets, and now after 3 weeks or 2 days, they are back on the street, and they never did anything. So I feel like if that is what the Accra mayor wants to do, then it should be something that he sees to it, that till they leave power, these traders do not come on the wrong side of the road to sell again. And they should ensure, if truly they don't have enough space to contain them in the main market, then they should think about a way out, maybe building them a new marketplace, or they can even relocate some of the market traders. Because I think some time ago, the onion sellers, they were very, they dominated Agbogloshi. And then I think when was it the previous government, then they moved them to Ajayi Kotoku. So you see, they can actually, move some of this or change the location of some of these traders who feel like there is no space in the market for them to sell. They can actually shift them to another location, so that it will create some sort of space for you to move around. Because it's see, if you get to Accra today, and that is why robbery is becoming so rampant in our marketplaces, because the place is very choked. And then you see moving. So when you are going to Accra, for instance, your bag has to be in front of you with your hand on it. Yeah. Because as someone is pushing, I'll go, no, the scissors or blade, cutting your back. And it's happened to me before. Cutting your back you get home before you realize that
you have been robbed.
You've been robbed. So I feel like if that is the main case and they want to, reduce the population and staffs, then they should see to it that it's a long-lasting something they've purported to do, and not just, as he said, a 9-day wonder.
So what can they do to make sure that they sustain this and it's not indeed a 9-day wonder? Because you also mentioned that the traders are like, say, what can we do as a nation? Not because we are all involved. One way or the other, those people there, we are family. We are all involved. So what can we do as a nation to make sure that it's indeed not a 1-day order, and to prove to the traders that we enkosi baby are indeed a kosi baby?
I feel like there should be persistent supervision. Since you see, if you've laid goals you want to achieve, you do everything possible to achieve that aim. Growing up, I know you had something in mind. You wanted to become this. And then from school, Even from senior high, your dad will ask you, Madam, this is what you want to become. Are you sure this is what you said? Yes. So then what do you do? Maybe you want to pursue nursing. What do? We buy the forms for you, and then we will ensure that you go into the nursing training, and then you study what you want to become. That's your goal, that's your aim. And so going to the school, you are on the path of achieving your dreams. So this is something that, I mean, the mayor, he's a mayor, right?
Yeah.
The mayor has said to do. There should be persistent or consistent supervision. They've went yesterday, and it's continuous today too.
Yeah.
And as you are done, maybe you've cleared them off the road, and I've seen them seizing some goods of the traders as well.
Confiscated some of the goods.
Exactly. It shouldn't end there. I mean, as time, maybe 2 times in a week, you go around, you supervise and ensure that these people are not back on the pavement. And then you ensure that they are selling at the right places. And the next thing we are supposed to do, that anyone who violates it, there should be a punishment for that person. And I've seen it already, because the Greater Regional Minister, Lindo Close, said anyone who violates it will pay 1,500 or 2,000. So if this kind of punishment is given out to these traders, and you know, some traders go to the market, and then the sales they make is not even up to 1,000 cedis. So if I should violate it and you be taking 1,000 cedis from me, then the business I'm venturing into, or the business I'm doing, am I gaining or I'm losing? So that will also be a second thought to these traders. So I feel like there should be a punishment, aside maybe the 2,000 money that will be taken from these traders. There should also be another punishment that will serve as a deterrent to these traders. And as I said, you have to be going there like every day, because Accra is a busy street. I mean, the central business market is a very busy day. From Monday to Sunday is busy. I don't know of a day which is not busy in Accra. All the days are busy. Monday, Tuesday, when it's busy. So you have to be there every day to ensure that these traders are selling, or they are at the right places and then selling out their goods. But then when you don't go there often to ensure that what we've done, yes, we move them out today. If you don't go today, the next week, next 3 weeks, they feel like, I see, and no. So they will come back. So it should be something that they have to be going there often to supervise and then ensure. And I was happy when the mayor said that they are going to, they've already gathered some group of people who will be supervising and then ensuring that these people do not get back on the wrong side of the road and then sell to customers or whoever it is. So it's a good one. Strict supervision, that's one. And then punishment for any trader who violates it. And then when you begin to punish them, it serves as a deterrent to others, and I'm not sure they'll venture.
So I think there should be like a form of like a fine. If
they
said they are not sacking them, but I think that is one thing people need to get. They are not sacking the traders. No. It's a pavement, so they've drawn a line. You don't sell and exceed that line. Make sure you are either within the line or you're on the line. But if you're above the line, that is when you have a problem. So they are not sacking them. They are still on the pavements, but they've given them a line. So they are clearing up the space for pedestrians to feel free and sell. Because I bet you, if you don't know and you go and walk and then you hit any of these traders, there are things the way they'll bash you.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's a good call. We are not, at least we've even decided to share the road with you. They've drawn a line for you. Oh, come on. Don't you think they have been kind enough?
Oh, they are.
They've not sacked them from the pavement.
No. And it's because
when you go to Kaneshi, they are still on the pavement, but they've drawn a red line over there. Do not sell exceeding this line. But we know people who are going to violate it, and those people should be fined.
Yes. 2,000.
Yeah.
If you pay 2,000.
Yeah, if you pay it.
Next time.
You will listen to instructions. All right, moving on to our next news headline. Scrap Scholarship Secretariat, a fear NP tells government. Member of Parliament for Efie, Isaac Boamanyako, has demanded the complete dissolution of the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat, arguing that the institution housed outlived its relevance and no longer serves the best interest of scholarship beneficiaries. The NP alleged that the Secretariat has failed to fulfill its mandates effectively and must be replaced with a decentralized structure that prioritizes fairness and accountability. His comments come in the wake of growing agitation from Ghanaian students studying abroad under the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat, who are demanding the payment of long overdue stipends and allowances. The Coalition of the Ghanaian Scholars Abroad has announced a planned demonstration on Wednesday, June 4, 2025, to protest what they describe as government neglect. According to the coalition, students have gone 14 months without receiving their monthly allowances, while book and health allowances have been unpaid for 2 academic years. In a joint statement issued on Monday, May 19th, representatives across Europe, North America and Asia accused the government of ignoring their plight despite several appeals and diplomatic efforts. The students say the planned protest is intended to peacefully draw attention to their hardships and demand accountability from the authorities responsible. Ms. Debbie, I guess you've gone through the story already. What do you make of it? Do you think at this juncture the scholarship secretariat needs to be scrapped?
Well, according to what these aggrieved students are saying, and then listening to their plight, then I feel like, yes, if they feel like the secretariat is not doing the right thing, he should be sacked. Because students, if you are giving a student a scholarship, it means the well-being, the feeding, everything that he or she goes there to do in other countries has to be under, it's like you are being taken care of by the government. Because if a government is giving you scholarship to study abroad, he ensure that he bear all the costs. Because I think their fees, they pay for them, the place they have to rest, the place they have to sleep, they pay all those for them. So in a case where, and then they still give them, allowances to help them with their basic needs and stuffs. And then imagine being in a foreign country at the expense of the government. You get there, no relative, nobody, you are there to study. And then it is a full assurance that the government is taking care of you. And then you get there and then, like, nothing, you don't receive any allowance, you don't receive anything. So how do you survive? What of students who get there and their parents are not, financially stable in the country? Who will you call? And so most of these students get there and then they have no option than to engage themselves in, certain acts so that they can fend for themselves. So if the secretariat is not doing the right thing, then he should be sacked. Because, you see, I feel like this whole issue, the politics can cross to aid.
You feel like the scholarship is not even going to the right people it's supposed to go to?
Oh yes, sometimes. We actually involve politics in some of these issues, and then people who are supposed to be giving the scholarships are not even giving the scholarships. And then if by the grace of God you have been given the scholarship and then you get there and what you are supposed to receive, you don't receive it, how will you feel? And it's not as if you are in Ghana. At least if you are in Ghana, you are under scholarship, and even if the government do not mind, you can call your parents. Amount of money, I need this, and they will send it to you. But you are out of the country. Let's put that into consideration. You are out of the country. And this is in a case where the government has promised, or the institution, or whoever is giving you the scholarship, has promised to take care of you, everything. From food to where you sleep, accommodation, they take care of all those things. And every month, and how many months? They say it's almost a year, right? And they've not been given any allowances. How do you survive? You don't work. You are a student. So if they feel like the secretariat is not doing the right thing, he should be sacked.
So they are not, point of correction, so they are not saying that the secretariat should be sacked, but it should be scrapped. They are saying it should be scrapped because it's not serving its relevance anymore.
And if it
And
should be
people-
scrapped, the secretariat is not someone who is representing the secretariat.
So the scholarship secretariat is typically a government or institutional body responsible for managing scholarships and financial aid programs. Its main role is to facilitate access to educational funding opportunities for eligible students, both locally and abroad. Now, their responsibility is announcing the scholarships, application management, selection and awarding, monitoring and evaluation, and they serve as an intermediary between the students and then the university that you are applying to.
So even if it's not a sole person, it's a board. So then the board should be dissolved.
So that is it.
The board should be dissolved.
That is what the MP is calling for.
Yes.
That it should be scrapped.
It should be
since
dissolved.
It's not serving any relevance anymore.
It should be dissolved. And if it is to be dissolved, automatically it means all of them will be sacked. Because if a board, like someone come up with a board, automatically it's like you be entrusted with a position, and automatically it's like you be employed. Because at the end of the day, won't they give you something as a board member? You'll definitely get something. So if at the end of the day you don't serve your purpose and the board is to be dissolved, automatically you are being sacked. So the board should be dissolved. Because if you are to see to the affairs of all these things and you don't do it, and then these students have to be, crying every day, sending letters to the extent that they have to demonstrate on June.
Yeah, they say they will be demonstrating in June.
Then it should tell you how severe it is. So if they are not up and doing, the board should be dissolved.
Miss Regina, do you agree with the NP that Ghana Scholarship Secretariat should be dissolved since it's not serving in its relevance anymore?
All right, so I wouldn't say it should be scrapped or dissolved because it is not serving its relevance. As you know, the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat, it has its own purpose. It is a scholarship both for the locally and international students. And with so doing, it has its relevance, it has a purpose, it has a reason as to why they initiated it or they brought it in the first place. So I feel that since they think it's not serving its purpose, it is not the program itself which is not serving its purpose. I feel the people within, the people seeing to the day-to-day activities, the people ensuring or making sure that all these activities goes on, scholarship are being awarded to the right people. They serve as intermediary between these students and the universities, both locally and abroad. I think that they should rather see to it that they employ competent people, people who know their job, people who know what they are doing. Yeah, I feel that would help.
So you think they shouldn't just scrap it, but they should go back to the drawing board and make sure they do what they have to do, because students haven't been paid for a couple of months now, including their books allowance and then their stipends.
Yeah, the best thing is to do is to go back to the root cause, and that is it.
Going back to the root cause, and then that is it. But you know, the students are going to hold a demonstration in June. That should tell you how they feel, like they feel ignored and neglected, which I think is very bad. If there's no money to pay these people, I think the best way they need to do is to just communicate to them, rather than them ignoring them and then, you know, showing some form of like neglect and pretending as if they haven't heard or don't know what is going on with these students outside the country. Because living outside the country as a student is not easy, and you being on a scholarship. So in my opinion, I think if the scholarship secretariat is not doing what is required of it to do, then why not? It's either they scrap it or they go back to the drawing board and do what they have to do. All right, thank you so much for joining us in the news headline review. Up next, we have The Rich Girl.
Good morning and welcome to the Tuesday edition of Debbie's Grill. We talk on matters that concern the state, void of politics, fear, or favor. Now, the Deputy National Women's Organizer of the New Patriotic Party, Hajia Safia Mohammed, has criticized the government of President John Dramani Mahama for terminating the contract of school feeding caterers just day before the reopening of schools. The former coordinator of the Ghana School Feeding Program under former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo expressed concern over the timing of the decision, describing it as unfair and inconsiderate towards women who have no political affiliation. According to her, the termination occurred merely 3 days before schools were set to reopen, at a time where most caterers had already purchased cooking materials. This is a clear case of injustice, she said. We are all Ghanaians, and this action is most unfair, especially to women. We told the transition team that the academic calendar will end in August and that the women are still under contract. School was scheduled to reopen on Tuesday, and the termination letter came on Friday. So she further stated that more than 34 women, including single mothers, widows, and other vulnerable individuals, had heavily vested into food items in anticipation of cooking for school children. So Hajia Safia emphasized that under the NPP administration, former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo allowed caterers to complete 1-year contract terms before any decision regarding renewal or termination. The NPP did not do the same. We waited for them to finish the contract and paid them fully and then made decision. But under the NDC, not only have the contract been terminated, but the women are also still owed payment for the second term, she alleged. She called on the government to uphold the rule of law and ensure that citizens, especially women, are treated with fairness and respect. So this has to do with the termination of a school feeding program by the current administration. The contract was terminated, and it was because they want to restructure the whole program. Now, you see, it's quite sad noticing that some people now find their voice to speak about certain issues, because when they were in power, it looks as if they were so quiet. Now, Madam Hajia Safia is saying that what the current administration is doing is a violation to women, especially because most of them are women, and it is very sad for you to sign a contract with this caterers, and then at the end of the day you terminate the contract just like that without any formal notice. She's saying it is very, very bad, and that under the previous administration, the former president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, extended the contract for 1 full year. Now, maybe she has forgotten, because even during the previous administration, the contract was extended to 1 full year, but these caterers were not being paid. Or have we forgotten so soon that these caterers came out some time ago to demonstrate, protest to the government, pour out their grievances, because they've been working for closely to a year, a whole year, let me put it that way, and they are not being paid. And this is a contract where the government does not give you money to start. You venture in with your own money, or you invest in with your own money at the beginning, and then after you are done, say maybe for the whole of August, the government then comes in to pay you per head. Meaning, if each student is taking like 2 cedis or 3 cedis, and then you are feeding about 100 or 200 students, they will pay you according to that. Now, this caterers has worked for almost 1 good year, and they are not being paid. And even before this current administration came on board, they made an announcement that they are going to restructure the school feeding program. So I'm sure that these caterers were aware. And you see, this contract with the caterers is not as if a long-term something. It's something like a short-term program they are undertaking. Even though this feeding program started way back and not under the previous or the current administration. Now, the then Minister of Gender, Adwoa Safo, have you also forgotten so soon that she came out some time ago to draw the public attention to the corruption embedded in this school feeding program? And then according to her, before she was appointed as the Minister of Gender and also in charge of this school feeding program, this whole school feeding program, the president asked her, to put on paper some of the things he find not suitable for the program. And then she said she did exactly that. But when it got there, allegedly, some top political officials, stamped on it and they took no action. And so you call on the current administration that, see, it is good to feed the student, but you don't know what is going on the grounds. Most of these caterers do not even do the needful. When you get there and then you see the kind of food they feed the students, it's very bad. So it will be good for you to restructure, just as the way you want to reset the economy. It will be fine if you will reset and restructure this whole feeding program to ensure that there is no corruption and ensure that the people or the caterers you go in for are competent enough and to feed this student with balanced meal. And so this is part of the restructuring. So why then will you say that the current administration is violating the rights of women? How are they violating the rights of women? That's what I don't understand. Violating the rights of women in which way exactly? I want to understand. Because these are caterers who are cooking for the students. And then the government is like, listen, we want to go into it deeper. We want to put things at the right places. And so we are terminating your contract. But the money we owe you, say maybe this month or next month, will be paid. Why is this issue so, it's becoming some way, and then I see people talking about the issue. See, we are not dealing with politics here. We are talking about the fact here. And this school feeding program, I will tell you that one way or the other is being politicized. Because I've seen incidents, I've seen videos where people say that the school feeding program was given to political officials and they've pushed away the vulnerable citizens. And I've also seen a video where, the meals they're supposed to serve these students per head, that's not what they are doing. When you get to the ground, that is where you know the exact issue or the exact concerns of these caterers or the exact ongoings. So with the government terminating this contract, this has nothing to do with violating women's rights. How is it violating women's rights? The government has noticed some hitches in the school feeding program and he said, listen, I want to restructure it, and so I'm terminating the contract. Who knows? Maybe they will terminate the contract and then they'll come back to pick all the same caterers, because I'm sure you apply. And I know that when you apply, it doesn't end there. You will be asked some sort of questions, and some 1, 2, or 3 pin down some things, and then ensure that you are competent enough. You are going to provide the students with balanced meal. So please, let's stop the politicization of these issues, because the previous government came, he did it, he left, and another government came and they want to do some reforms or something, so you feel like they are violating the rights of women. I do not understand. Maybe someone can actually explain to me further for me to understand. But when we talk of violating, women's rights or something, from my understanding, it's different from what Hajia Safia is saying, the former coordinator of the Ghana School Feeding Program, is saying. Reset. They are resetting the school feeding program. That is what they are doing. And the same party member has made us understand that this school feeding program is embedded with corruption. And some of these caterers does not do the needful. So if the government wants to restructure it, why so many rants here and there? Why not just keep quiet and see what comes out of it? As I said, who knows? Maybe those same caterers they've terminated their contracts will be the same people that they are going to sign contracts with again for this school feeding program issues. So please, I mean, when it has to do with education, it's not only going to class to learn, I understand. Conducive environment is part. And listen, when you don't eat and then you get to the class, whatever the teacher teaches is cost 90 log 1. So the feeding program is a laudable one. And I don't know whether you remember, the previous government even said that they were making false claims that when this current administration comes on board, they are going to terminate it. That, like, they're going to cancel the feeding program itself. But what do? They say they want to restructure it. And now you're talking about violation of women's rights. Please, when it comes to national issues and national interests, let's see how we go about it. And let's do away with politics. Because Party A came and they did this, and because you feel like Party B are on board and they are not doing according to your will or what you like, and so they are doing the wrong thing. No. When it comes to national interest. When it comes to issues that needs to be politicized, that's a different issue altogether. Let's pay attention to key notes. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Girl.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for that girl. Miss Regina, let's have you.
So today in history, we are celebrating World Day for Cultural Diversity for Dialogue and Development, proclaimed by the United Nations. This day celebrates the richness of the world's cultures and the essential role of intercultural dialogue for achieving peace and sustainable development. Today is also recognized by the United Nations as International Tea Day. This day highlights the cultural and economic significance of tea worldwide and promotes sustainable production and consumption. Today is also recognized as World Meditation Day, an opportunity to promote mindfulness and meditation practices, encouraging individuals to take a moment for mental well-being. 2011 inauguration of President Al-Hassan Ouattara was publicly inaugurated as President of Côte d'Ivoire. The ceremony symbolized the commitment to national reconciliation following the period of post-election violence. 1991 today in history, Mengistu Haile Mariam, the president of the People's Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, fled the country amid the advancing forces of the Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front. His departure effectively marked the end of the Ethiopian Civil War and led to significant political changes in the country. Looking at some did you know that avocados never ripen on the tree? Avocados don't ripe on the tree. They only start softening after they have been picked. This is why we often find them firm and not yet ready when we either pick them up or buy them. Did you know that there are more than 1,000 different types of bananas? There are indeed over 1,000 known varieties of bananas worldwide. While the Cavendish banana is the most common type found in grocery stores, a vast number of other banana varieties exist, some of which are used for cooking or have unique flavors and textures. Did you know that lemons can power a small light bulb? Lemons can indeed power a small light bulb like an LED. This is possible because the lemon juice acts as an electrolyte, and when different metals like zinc and copper are inserted into the lemon, they create a small electrical current. And that's all for today on Today in History. And did you know, live on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for that fascinating fact. Today is World Tea Day. Any type of tea at all? Any tea?
Tea is tea.
Tea is tea. So today we should drink tea. Today happens to be World what? Meditation Day.
Yeah.
So we are supposed to be meditating.
Exactly.
Please, if you see me quiet, I'm meditating. Allow me to meditate. This morning when you woke up, you didn't meditate. You were in a hurry to go to work. So you didn't meditate. So today happens to be World Meditation Day. Take some time and then meditate, reflect. And then today happens to be World Cultural Diversity.
Yeah, for dialogue and development.
Wow, nice. I'm interested in the part you said lemon can do what?
I want to go and see your science teacher.
Hey!
But we were taught in school, you've forgotten.
Me, I
Or
didn't
you
learn
mean
that.
experiments where we used lemon to, you just get a lemon, either a nail or something, then you just connect it.
Yeah. Oh, so that is it.
That is it.
I see. Oh, that's nice. All right. Thank you so much for joining us in the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Right after this, we'll be going for the news. And after the news, we'll be coming up with the second segment. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, I'm Mr. Level Bam. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, beyond the time it's going to carry Braille, our Ghana Talks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, we're going to talk about our culture, our history. Matuni ding setete abako sem. Now on the Friday, you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say no artists go join me in the studio. We're going to discuss about music and business. Konya, or you singer, and now you're a rapper, you think say you get bars. You go be spitfire. Now listen, make you join me with studios. Our Ghana Talks Radio, and yes, say then our day. Me say download the Ghana Talks Radio app, no, our Play Store, any App Store. Not tune in, and say this is what I say. Baba live on Facebook, Cointakra, any Ghana Talks Radio page, and so now listen. About your fire, 1 year, Konya, Wading, Jajan.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries,
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Good morning. morning and welcome to the morning news broadcast on Ghana Talks Radio. In today's news update, President Mahama calls for inclusive national development plan. UTAG urges government to hire 1,500 new lecturers to boost tertiary education. The Ghana Standards Authority raises concerns over uncalibrated ECG meters. Street traders in Accra face 2,000 fine in new crackdown. These and many more coming up shortly. My name is Deborah Adoso. President John Dramani Mahama has charged the National Development Planning Commission and Parliament to integrate all existing development plans into a unified national plan. This directive aims to consolidate various plans into a single cohesive framework. He stressed on incorporating diverse perspectives and needs into the national plan. By consolidating development plans, President Mahama believes it will achieve its development goals and improve the lives of its citizens. He spoke to the media.
Ghanaians increasingly demand a stable and predictable path for national development that transcends our electoral cycles and partisan politics. Here I'm reminded of the words of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah in his visionary 7-year development plan, and he stated, "The economic policies will lack direction and consistency unless they are firmly related to a clear vision of the structure of the economy towards which we are moving. It is only in the longer view," he said longer view, "that it is rational to project any really radical transformation of our economic system." And he goes on to say, "In the very short period, we remain prisoners of our past." Since the completion of the 40-year National Development Plan in 2017, under the leadership of Dr. Ni Mue Thompson, who now returns to chair the commission, other frameworks with similar long-term ambitions have emerged. Notable among these are the Ghana Beyond Aid Charter, the Ghana at 100 Long-Term Development Framework, and the Vision 2057 Perspective Framework. I urge the Commission to consolidate all these various efforts into a coherent, inclusive, and forward-looking national development plan. This must be done in close collaboration and consultation with Parliament and the people's representatives to ensure that the final plan reflects a broad national consensus and is subject to regular review in response to evolving domestic and global challenges.
You heard from President John Dramani Mahama on consolidating national development plans. Moving on, the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, is pushing the government to recruit 1,500 new lecturers to replace faculty members who have left their positions. According to the University Teachers Association of Ghana, the government's refusal to approve this recruitment is significantly compromising the quality of tertiary education in the country. They believe without sufficient faculty members, the quality of education will continue to deteriorate. They urge the government to approve the recruitment process to ensure that tertiary institutions function effectively.
For the University of Ghana, for example, it is the innovation and the resilience of management that has kept it above the water. The decision to continue engaging retiring professors and individuals to maintain a decent student-teacher ratio is something that we believe should be commended, rather than they being chastised for it. So we ask, why isn't GTEC insisting that the government gives clearance to recruit more faculty members to maintain a reasonable student-lecturer ratio? Right? In all public universities. When institutions appear to falter on GTEC regulations, GTEC is so quick to go after them. And as we speak, accreditation of courses has become nothing but a money-making venture by the Commission, rather than a legitimate quality assurance exercise. And therefore, for public higher education institutions and even private ones, monies obtained through IGF are siphoned back to GTech through payment for accreditation fees. And yet, my dear colleagues, the responsibility on our shoulders continue to pile up, and no one seems to care, including the regulator who has set standards that wants everybody to meet.
And that was from the University Teachers Association of Ghana. Now, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers is urging all commercial drivers across Ghana to fully comply with the recently announced 15% reduction in transport fares, which takes effect from Saturday, May 24th. The fare adjustment follows a significant drop in fuel prices during the second pricing window of May, with major oil marketing companies now retailing petroleum products at just over 15 per litre. It is expected to ease the financial burden on commuters following months of high transport costs driven by earlier fuel prices hikes and exchange rate pressures. The decline in price is largely attributed to the sustained appreciation of the Ghana cedi against the US dollar, an improvement that has eased the cost of importing petroleum and other key commodities. The Executive Secretary of COPEC, Duncan Amoy, in an interview, said the fare reduction and described it as a positive and responsible step by the transport unions. He, however, emphasized the need for full compliance to ensure commuters benefit from the current macroeconomic improvement. Ghanaians will be grateful to the transport operators for heeding calls for a reduction in fares. This is what responsible association of all unions are expected to do. A 50% cut is significant, Duncan Amwan said. He added that COPEC will continue to monitor market conditions and advocate for further relief if fuel prices fall further. If the trend continues, we reach 10 per litre or see further strengthening of the cedi, we will engage the transport operators again. But for now, this is a good gesture. I urge all drivers' unions across the country to comply so it doesn't appear as though the system is short-changing commuters, he said. In a related development, the Aboso-Okan Spare Parts Dealers Association has also instructed its members to reduce the prices of vehicle parts in line with the improved exchange rate, offering further relief to motorists and transport operators. In accordance with Section 36 of the National Lotto Act 2006 at 722, the Deputy Minister of Finance, Thomas Nyako Apem, has inaugurated a 7-member National Lottery Authority Governing Board on behalf of the Minister of Finance, Honorable Kaiser Latoforsen. The 7-member Governing Board comprises the Technical Advisor at the Ministry of Finance, Mr. Frederick as Chairman. Mr. Misa is an economist with several years of experience in policy analysis, sovereign debt, restructure finance, and risk management. He is also an expert in public financial management, macroeconomic analysis, and financial sector program management. The members of the governing board are the Director General of National Lottery Authority, Mr. Mohammed Abdul Salam, the Director, Revenue Policy Division at the Ministry of Finance, Mr. Edward Abrakoa, a representative of the Ministry of Interior, Ms. Doreen Penny Annan, the Solicitor General and the Office of the Attorney General Representative, Ms. Helen Akpini, the Member of Parliament for Dominikwa Benya Faustina Elik Plim, and Mr. Gerard Balfour Awa, the President nominee on the board. Addressing the governing board after administering the oath of office and secrecy, the Deputy Minister emphasized the crucial role of the board in revenue generation. He urged them to complement the government's efforts by generating revenue to address the developmental needs of Ghanaian people in line with the mandate in the National Lotto Act 2006 at 722. He also urged them to increase competition in National Lottery Authority's operations across its value chain in accordance with the government's agenda to create jobs and raise revenue. On behalf of the governing board, the chairman Frederick Emisa expressed gratitude to President Mahama and the finance minister Kaiser Latoforsen for the appointment. He said the governing board, with a firm commitment to integrity, humility and diligence, would boost revenue, establish partnerships with key stakeholders, and build a world-class lottery industry. Emisa also said the governing board will work closely with management to enhance staff welfare and ensure industrial harmony among key industry players. Now, the nation's football club head coach in sports, Kasim Minge Okansi, revealed that his club's tempo in the second half was too much for Legon Cities and proved to be a major difference maker in his team's win over Legon Cities. Nations beat Legon Cities 4-1 in the Ghana Premier League at the University of Ghana Stadium to inch closer to winning the 2024-2025 league title. The win over Legon Cities officially confirmed the team's relegation from the Ghanaian top 5 after 5 years competing in the division. Speaking in the post-game interview that was dominated by talk of the 5 slap on Nations FC forward Emmanuel Arnold for displaying a religious message, former Bechem United coach Okansi pointed to a switch in tempo as a major turning point in the game. When we came in the second half, we changed the face of our game, and the Legon City could not stand in the tempo. Then we took advantage and scored our goals. When we changed in the second half, we increased the tempo of the game. They couldn't match it, Okansi said. Nations lead the standings 57 points and hold a point lead over second-ranked Bibiani Gold Stars with 3 games left to play. In showbiz, the Ghana Tourism Authority, under the coordination of the International Affairs Secretariat, has called for event proposal for the 2025 edition of December in Ghana. Aligned with the spirit of the Black Star Experience, Ghana's premier tourism initiative in December continues to position Ghana as the ultimate destination for culture, heritage, entertainment, and reconnection. Taking place during the festive holiday season, December in Ghana spans a full month of curated events across music, fashion, arts, culture, and nightlife, drawing thousands of visitors from around the world. Each year, the season welcomes a vibrant mix of the Ghanaian diaspora returning home as well as the historical diaspora reconnecting with their African roots. Speaking on the announcement, Mami Efua Haujeto, CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority, said December in Ghana is more than a festive celebration. It is a movement that showcases Ghana's vibrant spirit to the world. As we embrace the Black Stars experience, we are setting the stage for our biggest December season yet, and we look forward to innovative events that will elevate Ghana's place as a leading destination for culture, entertainment, and heritage tourism. The Ghana Tourism Authority invites event organizers, promoters, and cultural curators to submit proposals for events scheduled between 1st December to 3rd January 2026 that will contribute to a vibrant and diverse calendar of activities across the countries. Interested parties must submit their detailed event proposals not later than Monday, 16th June 2025. All submissions will be reviewed by the selection committee to ensure the highest quality of events that reflect Ghana's creativity, hospitality, and global appeal. Selected events will be featured on the official December in Ghana 2025 calendar, which will be formally launched later this year. Annabel Mackenzie, Director of the International Affairs Secretariat, added that the call for proposal marks a pivotal moment in the planning process. We're excited to work with event organizers who bring fresh ideas and energy to December in Ghana. It is a time when the global diaspora comes home to experience Ghana, its culture, warmth, entertainment, food, and welcoming spirit. This year will have an event greater impact as we invite the world to be part of the Black Stars experience during one of the most vibrant times of the year. The December in Ghana campaign continues to play a major role in boosting tourism, strengthening cultural industries, and reinforcing Ghana's reputation as the gateway to Africa. This year's edition promises to be historic, and all stakeholders are encouraged to be part of this transformative journey. And that's all for now in the morning news broadcast. My name is Deborah Adoso. The breakfast show still continues with Madam Otmari and the rest of the crew. Thanks for making time with me. Good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, I'm level band. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, beyond the time it's going to carry bro. Our GhanaTalks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, we're gonna talk about our culture, our history. Matuni ding setete abako sem. Now on the Friday, you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say it. No artists go join me in the studio. We're gonna discuss about music and business. Konya, or you singer, and now you rapper, you think say you get bars. You go be spit fire. Now listen, make you join me with studios. Our GhanaTalks Radio, and you say then our day. Me say download the GhanaTalks Radio app, no, our Play Store and the App Store. No tune in, and say this is what you see. Baba live on Facebook, Cointakra, any GhanaTalks Radio page, and so now listen. I bet you fire. 1 year, Konya, Wading, Jajan.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on GhanaTalks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
GhanaTalks Radio, #1.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on GhanaTalks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
This is GhanaTalks Radio, the best station rocking the nation.
It's another beautiful morning on GhanaTalks Radio. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. My name is Pakwesi Omare, anchoring the show today. And this Nam is here with me, He's done some much worse before I came in. They've discussed the newspapers. They've reviewed the newspapers before the news itself came in, and now we are on to the breakfast show. Before we get into the main discussions for today, there are some reasonable concerns discussing in the township of the capital.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
One of these concerns remain the transport charges, which is supposed to be reduced. The GPRTU gave a statement that they were going to reduce some transport charges, and the entire country was happy. Then there was a directive to Abosiokai traders that they should also reduce the prices of their spare parts. Now the Abosiokai has come back to say no, they can't do that because the CD appreciation is not that much to give effect to their pricing and all that. In regards to that, drivers are also saying if the Abosiokai traders are not going to reduce their prices or their items, then they can't also reduce their transport fares. Where do we go from here, Issy?
So as it stands right now,
Yeah.
spare parts haven't been reduced. What has been reduced is fuel.
Okay.
And then fuel, from the press release we read from the Alliance of Drivers Ghana,
Union.
they said it has reduced from 14 Ghana cedis to 13 cedis with some quint.
Okay.
So approximately like 1 cedis.
Okay.
And then they can't, rely on that and be like they have to reduce fares or something.
Okay. But
If
okay,
you want to say something,
no, you finish with.
if it happens like that, they are going to be at a loss.
How so?
They are going to be at a loss because spare parts haven't been reduced.
Okay.
And I believe some people still have old stock.
Okay.
And then here lies the case. They said they have other things they have to pay, DVLA, insurance, ticketing, and all of that. All of those ones have been reduced. In actual fact, from what we even read, they said the ticketing has even been increased. So why should we base on just the fuel to reduce prices?
You see, I think these people are just finding ways to not reduce the fares. That's because they have never complained about any other tariff except for fuel.
But they buy
Every
spare parts.
item.
But they buy spare parts.
They do buy spare parts.
Okay.
Every item in this country has some tariff fares or charges on them. So it's normal. Even airtime we buy, tariffs are on. Electricity bills, they come with their tariffs, all these things. So they can't base on these tariffs. And secondly, those tariffs, from what the DVLA is also saying, they haven't increased it. And in regards to the fuel has gone down for 4 consecutive times in the past 5 months. So what are they talking about? And we were here. This whole year, fuel haven't gone up. In fact, it's been coming down.
Yeah.
And the last time we spoke to one of their PROs, what did he say? He said that if it goes down again, they were going to reduce their fares. He spoke to us in this studio. So now that it has gone down for the 5th or 6th consecutive time, why are they trying to find means and measures to do the needful? We should give them time. We should do this. We should do that. When fuel goes up, do they seek time before they increase their fares?
No, they don't.
I don't think these people are being fair. And with Abosu kind people, what are they saying?
They said if the CD is doing well, government should also plead on their behalf.
On what?
They should also reduce the prices of the spare parts.
These prices has come down. There are so many charges
the prices
at the
of the
ports.
spare parts have come down.
So
why are they complaining again?
What they import through the ports,
Uh-huh.
the charges has been dropped or reduce drastically, which you same people have commended the government on. So what are they saying now? Is it about having old stock?
So per the interviews I watched yesterday on TV, they were like they will have to give them some time, maybe like 2 to 3 months.
That's too much. No, that's too much. These people don't seek some time when things go up to increase their prices. That is where the entire conversation lies. Yet to a full and I say external amenities swap na matomoni amaso. But see you reduce here more the most seek time. You don't want to run at a loss, but the customer should run at a loss. That's not fair. To me, that's not fair. Another what do you know say?
I said the same thing yesterday. Oh. They said, I didn't say they have to reduce the prices.
Yeah.
So long as the fuel price has gone down and other,
Tariffs,
yes,
charges
have gone down, and some people have assured us that the prices are going down. Now more they must change now, they must reduce the price, and like how? You have to reduce the price because we, the customers or we, the consumers, we also pay tax.
Exactly.
The pure water we buy, we pay tax. The bottled water, we pay tax on it. Even drinks, we pay tax on it. So we are all in the heat. So if God has been so favorable to us, and there's reduction in fuel prices.
Yeah.
If there is reduction in fuel prices, it's cut across because any man will can, even if it is from a brochure or car, definitely the vehicle in the back of it.
Yeah.
And the vehicle, you have to fill the vehicle with fuel. And there was a reduction in it. So why will you say that you are not going to reduce it? If
But
it is one city car, it's okay.
Is fuel the only thing they rely on?
The drivers.
Yes.
That is the most thing they rely on. How many times do drivers fix parts on their cars?
What if some people do almost like twice in a week?
Twice.
Please.
And they can't in your papa.
Please, let's be biblical this morning.
Realistic.
We, in fact, I'm even suggesting that the Ghana Roads Authority begin to look at the cars that we are using for public transport here in Ghana. Most cars are out of service.
Out of service as in how they are outmoded or
Yes, you can pick a car, the seat is so bad, yet they are charging you highly. It's so bad. I mean, why should I be in a car and not feel safe or
You don't
comfortable?
feel comfortable at all.
Okay.
If it rains, some cars, if it rains, their car is leaking.
it's better even walk
So
in the rain.
it's like we are taking everything for granted in this country. And the funny thing is, when it's hitting them, they advocate for convenience. Yet they don't want to do what will provide convenience to the consumer. Which is not fair to me. Oba car handler ye di be done.
Yeah, but they're
To me
using
was a
rubber
book
to
over 6 months.
patch it.
Like, why? I didn't do 50 CDs. Why? No, we also need to speak. So omo wa no a mo ye there be na fuel sesa dia mo kwhwe spare parts.
And it has been like that for long. For long. Anytime there is reduction in fuel prices, these drivers will be complaining that spare parts.
Like, when was
They
the
have to buy
last
spare
time?
parts.
When was the last time in your life have you ever heard drivers reducing their price, their fares after fuel came down?
No, I've never heard it before.
Exactly. But we've had fuel coming down subsequently.
Yeah.
Yet they keep increasing their fares.
Oh, but when last did they increase lorry fares? I think it's been a while since last year, right?
Yo, yeah,
they haven't increased
for that one,
fare.
they haven't increased.
They haven't increased fare.
It's still, but the change
What?
they're supposed to give you,
When last?
What change?
see,
So for that
From-
one is you.
no, No.
So you need to stand your ground and take your change.
From Makati to La Paz, some will give you 1 cedi change if you give them 5 cedis. Some will give you 1 cedi 50 pesos, which means that this thing is not started.
So if
now.
you know the fare,
and then some of them will take 5 cedis and they don't want to give you.
So take your money.
You know, some of someone say some of these mates they don't know how to.
Me, what I don't like is
say
mates and passenger banter.
You see, so I'll just
leave it for you.
I'll
be like, oh, they here, oh, they fuck off.
You see,
and even the way I will say it, you even feel bad. You be like, and I'll take my money.
The problem we have as Ghanaians, and there's something that I don't know. We tend to normalize things. We tend to accept illegality, unlawfulness. Then it comes to stay. And one of its consequences is what we are facing with these traders that we want to sack from the roadside. Why should we allow drivers to get away with so many things when in fact we are paying for the service? You pick a car, he definitely knows that from here to here is 3 cities. They try
more
to
than that.
exactly, and then you'll be like, oh, so we create coins. Then in their mind, eka. These are the things we need to stand up as Ghanaians. If you go outside Ghana, in the Western world, or to a DNA kind of 1 peso, yeah, the bemano. If he feels that he wants to put it in that donation box there, then he puts it in.
Yeah.
All these things contribute to cheating and corruption. We just wake up, my GhanaTalks being a uncle. Like GhanaTalks, what do you mean?
That's not what they take. Say GhanaTalks.
For instance, today there is a place that when I pick a car to a certain place before I pick a Blakuma car, it's supposed to charge 3 cedis. There is another place that takes 4 cedis, but the distance is not so far. So what I sometimes do is this: I walk to where I'll get a 3 cedis car. Yes. So when I get to the yes, I use it like as a form of exercise.
Oh, okay.
Now, when I get there, sometimes you give them the money and they will try to charge you for the 4 cedis. They've done it twice. One time, one driver did it. I actually gave him 5 cedis. He gave me once. I was like, you're just out. You're just 3 cedis. He was like, that be. Then he gave me 50 cedis. I was like, funny now. So now here, I come back. So today, when I don't know. When I was walking there, I was like, driver be on me, God being so good. When we got down, I gave him 5 cedis. He gave me one. I was like, boss, I hire you 3 cedis. I said, oh, there. Then he gave me 50 pounds. So I opened the door again. Then I sat in. I was like, Masa, I don't know, more pese like more ya dear to say more boy a crown. Wouldn't him say hire you 3 cedis? What pese can't auto fairness. Why is that? Meanwhile, you know the fare you are supposed to charge. Then he took the 50 and gave me 1 cedi. So I was like, just look at this.
So better.
So you know
to
what
be
to
on
do.
a safer side. Just hold the exact
the
money.
coins.
Woman, I know where you win. And no.
But whether I give you the coins or not, you are not supposed to cheat me.
Yes, it's true. In fact, everybody is corrupt in this country.
And the reason is that we are not holding them to the accountability we showed.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so we're
Yes,
keke.
that's what some
It's
people
not about
say.
the money.
And some people be like, hey, above pan
That's the
you
thing.
see, and because you also don't want to hear those kind of
The
speculations.
classism,
Now I German.
the unnecessary classism.
You get it.
You've budgeted for it.
We are Misikano.
Sometimes, and there's the thing. It's not. It has nothing to do with the money. It has nothing to do with the money. It's just about we making sure the system works appropriately. Because kitten sa na yekesi. There are places Ubewana almost started JFF for. Meanwhile, GPRT you cry and cast or want to face. So where did that come from? Now you are 2-4 so 50 February. You are 2-4 so this is the 5th or 6th time. 6th time is coming down. You used to buy fuel for 16.3. Now it's about 13.3. And you are saying it's not enough.
They want more.
The way fuel is calculated, see at 5 pesos square feet, it's enough for them. It's enough for them. The same way the 5 pesos square toswa, now they complain. So they need to reduce the fares. All these skirmishes of excuses, they are baseless. About so can you charges so most it doesn't make any sense. You are buying the things in dollars outside. You buy it in dollars. Look at the dollar to CD appreciation now. Look at it from 17 cedis to 13 cedis. Yesterday it was 12 point something. Yesterday was 12 point something. Now Obeka say it's not enough. It's not what a man used to pay about. I think it's 40,000. Yeah, 40,000 on goods that he buys from outside to the country. If he changes his dollars, also to have 40,000. Now he's paying 36,000.
Wow.
And yes, so me I say me who receipt 36,000. So they are actually feeling the effect of what is going on. Why don't they want to do? Yes,
a huge one.
Let's appreciate what government is doing. Let's live as human beings. The animalistic behavior of greediness is coming too much in this country.
So you say that what they are saying is not genuine, but it's just their intention to.
It's their intention because see, you and you are behind your laptop right now. Check how much dollar rate was in January. Check dollar rate today. The one thing that affects importers in this country is the dollar rate.
Yes.
They have no other thing to complain about. It's the dollar rate. That's why Guta always complains when the cedi is depreciating against the dollar. And now it is massively appreciating. And looking at the systems in place, we are not advocating or campaigning for any political party here. But looking at the things in place, economically, and I have a little bit of accounting background, I can appreciate and understand that this is not a fluke. What they are doing is sustainable.
So dollar in
unless they stop doing it.
Dollar in January was 15.
Okay.
15 cedis, and now it's 12 cedis.
And you are telling me
God.
to accept that from 15 to 12.
It's not enough.
Look, it's not easy to get dollar to drop.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not easy. So about $5 every a certain percentage, they are back down.
It's like your GP. Once you
It's
drop,
crazy.
it's difficult for
So what the government is doing is very, very commendable. Very commendable.
For that is true.
Very commendable.
Because some traders, there is a place I used to eat, and the woman was actually appreciating the government. We are not doing politics here, but we are saying it as it is.
See, we
And
are doing politics. Everything in
like
this country is politicized.
She was like, the city to $1 is working. So now, like when they go to the market, they buy and then, like, money because and she was like, any trader that will see somewhere to say that the economy is not reviving, the end the Nippon no problem. And in my head, I was like, this woman is right.
Yeah.
The person has a problem. And I saw a TikTok video where someone went to buy Kenke 3 CDs.
Yeah, I also thought it was a lie.
I thought it was a lie.
I thought it was a
CDs.
lie. Until yesterday, Didi Jollof. We sometimes I want to treat myself like that.
It's good.
They used to sell they are sorted for 97 cedis. Now it's 82 cedis.
What? Show me the way.
Yes, so people are actually appreciating the fact that things are coming down.
Yeah.
Rice used to be how much?
Oh, I think when you need a big bag, it's somewhere like 900 or 850.
Yeah, or 500
Yeah.
cedis.
Now it has reduced. Look at oil. Used to be 1,000
Yeah.
the gallon.
Yes.
Now it's 620. What else do we need? What else? The average Ghanaian is a cheat.
Oh, yes.
they always want to make money out of people's vulnerability, or like, I don't get it. And when you stand up to them, they will be like, "Nah, sika kita with sika kita unso kope ode." And me na obefa. It's not fair. It is not fair at all. It's not something that we should encourage. Once you encourage it, the classism is my problem. Obia felisen eni bi. Adibo when you ni bi asem.
Oh yes.
You are being weak.
Let's take your money now. Cause na papa now.
You are being weak.
What
It's not about the
happened?
money.
The woman has to
I don't
alight.
want you to cheat me.
The woman has
That's
to
all.
alight because of one CD.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, she has budgeted, and then Odu Kaswawa, she has to
Yeah.
take another vehicle. And the guy was like, 10 CDs, 12 CDs. And the woman was like, no. At the end, 10 CDs, Nana, it's da.
Yeah.
Mate, you sit da. Into your fan or Anya to Anya market. Also basic, it makes sense. Also basic, you know, see an genetica. And people in the when they got in my head, I was like, that 2 CD, do you know what to do this woman? You have no idea.
And even aside that, and that's why I sometimes even don't get some of the passengers. Now also sika kakreb e fa ho. Nipa no fight ama mu amuti mu nyina. These people keep cheating us. They just increase fares without any regulation or directive. Omon kwa no mo chire om. Den kra na mo kra mo ye o mo ka no. Debia ultimate no became obo breaker. And I'm serious for this. Look, we don't value human lives in Ghana. We don't. We don't value human lives. Why do you think the white man have a certain year balance for using a car? Oh, you use more than 10 years and you pack it, you need to get a different one.
That is what they bring to us to use.
It's a ball and
You get it. That's what they bring to us to use. Accident cars.
So, now, oh yeah, car. Or Ninyan more the year car. Or Nimseka, we should do a certain stage. Now, when you use one, it can get you into trouble. Accident is it's not about carelessness, most of you know. It's just about car no and never boa, we ain't there a chum and you might be. What connect yet? There are certain parts of a car you can't physically see it. Aside the bonnet you can open. But that's not the only place injectors are. There are certain places how much more car? Wow, what a sound now who's a sound you say. Have you paid a car from 37 to Osu before? Or 37 to Labadi, Laboni, the Atrotro?
I've picked one, but it isn't that bad.
I think those people, the attraction is bad. Though.
It is a bench, wooden bench
in
the car. You sit in the car and you can see the road like in there. Oh, you think I'm lying?
I think I'm bad.
Really?
Oh, when they close the car, they lock it with this thing.
Claw.
Yeah. Oh, you ladies.
Oh my goodness.
I'm serious. Like that is how bad it is.
Very, very bad. You can see the
Hey, the Labadi
Is that
people.
same?
Labadi people.
Yes.
Labadi. Especially when you pick it from 37 station. I just remember
That 37 station is what I'm talking about.
going to Palmwine
Why?
Junction. Those
Why?
At the corner, was
a quite bang.
Ma-
Their cars are
Malam
that poor.
Malam too. Their vehicles. That one is no wood, but then the vehicles like those old time vehicles, not modified.
And I feel like those cars should be off the road.
That's what I'm saying.
Seriously.
It should be off the road.
Because
There are so many
if
cars.
someone is waiting for me on the junction, he sees I'm coming up from that car. What is that? My steez.
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. There's something that the roads and highways authorities need to, because car a machine. Range Rover crowd in the Pashifim. How much more?
How much more?
We are Titi Apansa.
Hey. Then you can hear any sound out of
There are drivers who don't have a car key. When they sit in the car, you see them tapping
wire.
2 wires.
Hey.
Yes, then the car
Dream,
will
dream,
start.
dream.
That's what
We
do.
And you won't be
value,
inside
we
the
don't
vehicle.
value human lives in Ghana.
Oh God.
Oh,
We don't.
me diomo kwaba.
We don't value human lives. Be semeteka mu na meti mate nchen na car na yema. Na wo mate wa dwem wo befa
Yeah, another
Yeah,
person.
another
to talk.
person. Hey, that thing.
It's either the
But
person
dangerous
sits
one.
on your seat and you stand. Mimi seat no wo boata. Say whatever you want. We don't need to encourage this nonsense. Excuse my language. Opesika ya den
That
car
one
na
there,
yema.
that one there we do pan. They-
Car na
like they
yema.
do
Omo
it.
tired.
Car na yema and ya onkwan so ne car walk so definitely another car is coming which can pick the person, and sometimes I blame the people into one so car na yema who say car ya yema still have person what's in them.
Especially Kaswa. I don't know. It looks as if 99 populations of Ghanaians stays at Kaswa. Because see, when it's 6 o'clock and you stand at this Anya Awosh and you see the number of people that are waiting for vehicle to go to Kaswa, so they can park people like, and because you are also in a hurry, you want to get home and there is no vehicle.
The issue is with the issue of Kaswa.
Yeah.
It looks like they are like almost cars be breko Kaswa. That's how I see it. Because if you get to La Paz, like there's no cow. And you see the Uber drivers to turn their cars into chocho. 20 Ghana.
And you have no say.
And you
go.
want to get home, so you don't have a choice. You pick.
Go. It's
So
not
I feel like they are not.
It's not enough.
It's not like just Kaswa, but I feel like our transport system is bad.
Yeah.
Very bad.
So that
It's
is
bad.
when I'll
Because
buy into
early in the morning, as at 6 a.m., you see people standing on the roadside waiting for cars.
It is very bad. Very, very bad.
Not
that
Kaswa, to be precise, but entire.
Kaswa is the main destination. Because anytime it rains right now, Kaswa, you don't get to. You have to walk. Some time ago last year, it rained so heavily that people have to walk from Circle. Because Unyaka, over here, you have to take it short. You pick from maybe Circle to Accra Academy. Then you see then you pick. So if you don't have that money, you have to walk.
wow.
So that is where I'll buy into your ideas. This railway. If we should make use of this railway
it's as
stuff,
simple as that. It's as
it
simple
will
as
help
that.
us.
It's as simple as that.
It will help us.
See, it will do one of the things that makes a country or traders actually contribute a lot to the development of a country. One thing the traders complain about is transport.
Yeah.
Look at the roads itself. Look at the cars they are subjected to use. Look at the fares they are being charged. There is no way in this world should you put your luggage in a car boot that you are supposed to be charged.
Yeah.
No way.
That.
The boot is meant to take the goods. One time, that day I just laughed. It wasn't me in here. We picked a guy from somewhere around the Otogono area there. I think he was going to Legon. From that side to Legon, it's about 12 cities or something. He had something he was taking to school. I think it was a box or something. They wanted to put it in the car and they were charging him 20 cities. The guy was like, "Na mini panocram," and they said me the to seat crank canvas was. I was like, "To seat, just buy the seat." A box like this laptop.
Oh, come on. That's so outrageous.
And the driver was like, "When the car no, yeah, baby say we chiwa, unim sika car ya bon, sama woke nyansa ba ko say nim nejaika. Na woke nyansa biye nim."
Like he said.
Nipa na what na car no matter what the chair no. We are being cheated, and they get away with it because the passengers, the consumers, the citizens are weak. Ghanaians, we are weak citizens. We are very weak.
We don't defend ourselves, so
we are very weak. Classism. Everyone wants to appear the saints. Everyone wants to appear the wisest. Everyone wants to appear like the all-knowing people. That's how Ghanaians are. That's why we can never collaborate to bring something to birth.
Oh yeah.
Because nipa thresh ya or bako person no rise up as the champion. Entertain be our division, and division never grows anything.
Yeah.
Division never does. We need to do better as a country. We really need to, because wafaka na one time I was coming to work. The car seat, the seat I was supposed to, I didn't have this back thing. Me free my dinner baha. Mentana yisu a mean to me. I told the driver I won't sit. It's either the mate comes to sit there and I sit at the mate side. Because me I won't sit there. I can say passengers for the me passengers for side. So they didn't have anyone to, they were just standing there. Until one come, Mr. Menko. Mobile swap me seat na mam, they are fine. But I mean to eska, and now they are messy for no mechi. Yeah. This thing, how much will it cost you? How much will it cost you to get it fixed? Mobile Jessica every day. Now more yes say you do nothing about your cars. Yeah, Tifu also says we can't reduce them. You can't. If it's at the you know amount of power come. Me ba na ma sesa me calculate 15% in pe. Na me dey GPRTU is omo na omo nyina mutu amudius mo. This so maka so matter so. We don't need to listen to the drivers. We are listening to GPRTU. So we are paying what GPRTU says we should pay. Calculate 15% ma TF is so mama when a coins. Men farm my own terms so my see we no na me dey amount.
So with that one there's
so obekwa see me we chill But that's just how we are supposed to handle these people. That's exactly how we are supposed to handle them. Oh, Charlie.
Very sad.
Very, very, very sad. Very, very sad. So for me, back to whatever they are saying, it makes no sense to me. They don't even deserve to be increasing their prices again, even when fuel goes up. These drivers are building some audacity that do you know what brought about the congestion thing? The roadworthy they pay. They are saying that they are no more going to pay that roadworthy until the High Roads and Authority sack the vendors from the roadside.
Oh, yeah.
Because someone to be omo person omo parking at the bona nkrofota ana yen na ye time mochi. Passengers also needs to start something. Ye fa car. Na wo car no mu nya. Ye see from my yen to ya. Let's see what they also do about that. Because it's a worry. You sit on like Ghana, I'm telling you, 70% of cars, their seats are no good.
Yes.
Their seats are no good. You pick a taxi, the handle is broken. You need to open from
the
inside.
back.
God.
Sometimes I just watch them like, they're crying a yam.
They're only interested in taking your money.
Ideally, a car should have 4 people. A taxi should have 4 people in it. The front seat 1, the driver. The back should take 2 people. In Ghana, we take 3 people at the back. Sometimes 4. You see the Sprinter we take. The front is always supposed to be 1. The seat na here for 4 or so 4 na 5 no. Car nanga sa ba here 3 na wom.
I have 3. They'll go and do extra seats and put in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sprinter I have 3. Kind and change say when you can walk past your another passenger here to go and sit at the end. And the seat na nkwa nkosi door na hu say. That's how the car is actually designed to be.
Black.
A bedu Ghana, not front here, any two.
How were we created at all?
The white man is so wise, eh? It's a machine you are controlling. Anything can happen. If you don't have access to your GI, it's a worry. It is often nipa two, na ba kunai actually.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, your banner,
yeah, na money ma. Why you drive at all boy.
Wait.
Oh, mama, why you
Way.
say I am. Our basi and then we share with the pan out to drive a bit front na or the near chuchu or sit on the day. I should be alcohol crowd
Closer to the driver. It's very bad.
Why?
That is when I go. My laptop is always on my lap.
Oh.
Why? What does it?
Yeah, I don't mind.
The laptop.
Some am in 9
No,
years.
you know sometimes like when they are dragging, and no, sometimes the way the vehicle is. Once a vehicle be, how I say, I any top, but how can I down? So you have to. I mean, squeeze yourself inside, and then the driver's seat is some way. So no matter how you try, unless it's 1 in front to the driver, if it is 2 in front to the driver, and you have to sit closer to the driver, then it's very bad.
No, okay.
And most of them don't care. It is few who tell that, oh, sorry.
For them, what they are looking for is their money.
Oh, their money, yeah.
Once they get their money, like, they are good to go.
That's the problem we have in Ghana. We paying the money. We need to make sure that we hold them to the standard of service required from them. Because any HTS can. If I am paying you to cook for me, why should I pay you to cook for me? I don't know if you are getting me. But Ghana, ya fanyama bebre so little like oko rented dining leaky and 5 year round or Genesika or co. They basically what I know be owner was of exe. Meanwhile, you have paid for the rent. It makes no sense. Classism. It has become a norm. So when the actual right thing is supposed to be done, it becomes a challenge. Kwanya was a car fast with Nipanante, so what's a meton dear? While 2 change, I bear normal until if you want to, there be a market in a year to market a wall requirement only in Ghana. Only.
And when you're moving, you have to be shouting, I'll go, especially in Accra. I'll go. On the streets.
All the excuses they are giving is a no. You complained about dollar rates. Now it has gone down. You need to also bring down your goods. It's as simple as that. We can't give them 2 to 3 months. No, it won't work that way. It is not logical in any sense. In the fact that, say you told Niamanaswa, Momon chain, Yato Swarmatoso, say Ateswa, Aden Yen chain, Namoyania Mope, and Sana Matis. We are also running at a loss. You don't want to run at a loss, but we should run at a loss. No. No. Ladies,
Very sad.
very, very, very sad. Yesterday it rained.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I was only thinking, oh, it's
It
raining
also
again.
came in mind.
And today it's going to rain.
Yeah, looking at the weather.
Oh, for the rains, then they say we should be
We should be ready.
expecting more.
Anticipate more.
Yeah.
I think this is the right time if you want to rent. This is the right time.
Yeah, this is the right time we should be
for you.
looking for a place.
Yes.
Because you look at some places and how they flooded. If you go to Lakeside, you'll be shocked. If you go to Lakeside, where they boast of, what
Is
do you
it
call it?
the East Lake on Lakeside?
Yeah. That's Mutual Lakeside. It's so bad. Pantine to Abokobi. You can't use the road. Where you ladies went to do the coverage.
the
Go
report.
back again and see something.
What's happening?
Go back and see.
Internal society.
You see,
Oh,
the day
just
we
go
went,
back
it didn't
and
rain, so
see.
it looked somewhere and we were confused whether that was the actual place.
Yeah.
And now that it's raining, I'm sure that place will be in a mess.
Just go back.
I think we have to go back.
You'll be surprised.
Hmm.
You'll be surprised. Yesterday, look at Kanishi. The entire place has flooded. So what is the problem?
It could be the individual
No.
and our
think we-
layouts.
I think the population here is becoming too much, and then we don't do proper planning. We don't
Yeah,
plan
so
ahead.
the layout, the
We don't
layout
plan
is very
ahead.
bad. The arrangements of buildings.
Yeah, that's one thing. And then how we constructed our roads. But all these things, for me, I will blame government every day. Honestly, I know AC wouldn't agree, but government is supposed to make sure this site is not built on. It's as simple as that. That's what the AMA is there for. To see, I should say, there are places that in offer map lands commission now for you see that this is a site, this is a road path leading to here and there. What if you wanna bra sawana so be as so beba no be a mansion.
Oh, we are better than now. They are so. May remove now. Or no,
Yeah,
remove
yeah,
now.
it's true.
People are
They
smart,
write it
eh.
themselves now. They write it themselves. So I don't know what can be done as at now because the rains are started. It's not going to
Oh
stop
yeah,
now.
Oh no.
it's not going to stop now.
So I don't know what can be done. Yesterday, Nanbo was complaining that they are short for relief items
yeah.
for about 3,000
Resources.
victims.
Yes.
So how should they survive? How should they survive?
Something you've used years to work for, and then within a twinkle of an eye, it all gets
It goes.
destroyed by rain. 1 hour. The way it rained on Sunday, it started around 3, and around 7, 8, it became so intense. So just imagine it started in the morning, and yeah, and then your market on
Yeah.
But we need to do something about it.
So what do you think can be done now? Now that we're already in the crisis.
So this juncture, I think right now that the floods are in, you've seen the places that if you want to say no, and can you train building where na you bubu sa diarrhea, there will be easy access for water to flow. You tell those people to evacuate from that premises. I think with that it will help. Yes.
They should
and
evacuate.
they should sack those people there.
And the building should be
Yeah, the building should be dismantled.
okay.
Because if we don't do it like that, we will keep complaining and then complaining and complaining. Even yesterday in Sokaka, the whole place is
it's-
flooded again.
It's serious.
We are not done cleaning the mess that happened on Sunday.
Sunday.
We are
And then
coming to
another
clean
one.
another
And I'm
mess.
sure bigger ones are yet to come.
Oh, that one they're to come. So I think with what President John Dramani Mahama said, Ramsar sites and all those that are built at places that are illegal, they'll sack them. I think this is the time they need to start the action. They have to sack all those people from that site.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll complain, but it's for the best.
But it is for the best. We will be getting into the main conversations very, very, very soon as our guests are almost ready to kick in. But before we go, the rock your Jesse thing. How many of you are coming?
I'm repping.
You're repping?
Yeah.
With who?
Me, myself, and I.
Hey. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
All right.
So ladies, thank you very much for
Passing through.
Yeah.
for
For holding
passing
the shoe
through.
for us.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, Mr. Parkasi Omari. Maybe
Thank you.
today be today.
So yes, that was it with some reviews with the ladies. The male conversations is getting right underway as my guest is ready to join me in the studio for the conversation. It's a Wednesday, you know, my regular guest, Paul Amakon, who does it as nobody else does it for the NPP. So Paul will be joining me very soon to hold down the conversation. Later on in the day, Yawake will also join the conversation. He will be representing the NDC, the government in power now. So Paul will be ridiculing him and their governance, as they always do on my show. But today, it will be more insightful, more educative, less banter. Yeah, that is what the show promises to be today. Hey, Paul, I will do. And I wear that in Tiana. Oh, sorry. They shall say that be. Oh. Do you know me? When you drew piano?
No pay, and I'm a paid baby. I'm making boy dinner because a bass as the Mia Macas Nama. I'm a companion, you know.
But what she drew name?
A payana may to be an But you know, I said, may I advertise a muntia,
but aside that, I hope say everything.
Oh, everything is good. Just America can have one in my being.
Oh, and near my benza.
They can mention with you for
sure.
Might be a good morning. Namma, I'm a summer phone in answer. Good morning. Let me find like I said, come my only princess, my daughter. Nanama Asantua Amwako.
Wow. But the Nanama Asantua.
Nanama Santua.
That's my mother's name.
My mom's also Asantua, so little mommy.
Nice.
Now, so Marie, the mom I want to say, we've seen an MP, who also doubles as a minister. As a minister of communication and digital innovation, right? The name of Honorable Sam George. We've seen some videos circulating how to Lexus move.
Okay.
You know one thing, this man,
Oko
veteran, we were all here. Oko veteran, say, he's a full-time politician, and his wife is an industrial woman. On a support on connection, on the fee, ABBR, even his fees, on one fees crown. It was his wife who was paying his fees and other things for him. Just 6 months in government. Fine, he's an MP, he's entitled to some privileges. With me, I could take car loan. But I also know because the constitution has been drafted to favor certain people. Your car or the buy. That Lexus LX6 resident. It's a very heavy car, but on your duty because he's a member of parliament. But the average Ghanaian on a cracker clear, take have it crampona, like it's very sad. And it seems the constitution was drafted to favor certain people. So that now honor me outside the ordinary Ghanaians no. I'm more bread or on side no.
Okay.
But like we're to say we are it's well to do. Before you can buy this car, it means you are well to do. Not everybody Ghana owns your duty. But there's someone who was being taken care of by his wife. The wife is trying to school fees. In the fee, ABBR, just some few months into power. I'll be a minister. I'll call you Lexus. I'll say a loan, MP's car loan, now that could fine. And you are driving this car without any number plate. The car is not registered. What you are going for? Is it an official program with the vehicle? The vehicle is not registered. Okay. Unlicensed vehicle.
Okay.
No, not even a DV plate or a DP plate. Like it's lawless. But if they say we leader, say we lead now we show examples. Now you can also say it or condemn it. But you as a leader, you are driving this car, and I don't know, police for the police convoy was even in front of him. There was a police rider and so I was shocked. IGP, I was shocked because like a normal Ghanaian, I don't think we'd be allowed to drive a car without a number plate or a DV or even a DP plate or whatever. No, I don't think a normal Ghanaian, average Ghanaian, not even someone who knows more about the law, and a police is giving him an escort with an unregistered car. Who video? Like I felt very very sad. This same minister, I said I'll say he's one of the most disappointed ministers I have. Come ministers are on my appointment. He's the one I say was disappointed kind of me because when he was in the position, the things he was not all tweeting on X. I don't know if you've been to X within the weekend through the weekend to now. I don't know, but if you've been through X, you can see how he's been cooked on X. I don't know if you've been through X. What trend or X?
I've been seeing.
Did you get it about the data prices?
Yeah.
How when he was in the position, do you know? Data, into data, high cost of data, and then he was even blaming the then communication minister, Honorable Osla Ewusu, Honorable Osla Ewusu Ekufo.
Yeah.
He was blaming that woman that she was the one in charge on Nama data and Bonahede Akosro. And then the same thing you were complaining about, the same ministry that you were pointing fingers, you were pressing next. That same ministry, you know. Yeah, who's your financial different ministry? Even earlier this year, Crano, not the tabando crown, not MTN, just for you. Star 141, no. Now 4.3 gig crown, 18 utmitono. 4 CD 50 pesos.
Oh, okay.
For 3 days.
Okay.
Yes, she said the least home crime said 12 cities, 13 cities.
Wow.
Data bundles. See,
wow.
And when you came, you're pointing away, no. Somewhere February 28th. So that's February 28th, and then started up a committee.
Okay.
So they want to sit down and discuss about to review and then to reduce the prices near that day. The catcher said after 2 weeks you will hear from them from the committee. They'll come out 2 weeks about committee in the TV film chain. It's now more than 2 months. Because if them fans say 2 months in Ponia, Yantium Kayan say 2 months in Ponia and committee and you haven't heard anything from the committee, and it's sad, and it's very 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 sad. So 2 months near Yantish committee now you're telling us say you are not the one in charge now. You cannot do it yourself. It will take the Minister of Finance to rather reduce the data. But now Osla also one kind of say Osla also now kind of say Tamana Osla Minister now on one class now on my Ghana phone now I say Osla also was in charge. She was the one supposed to reduce the data. I'm a Ghana phone now on X hashtag now you do and then Sam George data over here. No, wadane can say. Make us say, make a clamp put it me or close put me the AV. And now wadane anoma. The lion is the wadane anoma. Where is he now? No, you do get it. I thought that if you're in a position, my boy Honoma. Now I've seen him saying he's going to sue one guy for his. For the guy has the ruined his hard reputation, so then it's PK Sapon. PK Sapon is a very good friend of mine.
Okay.
PK Sapon is a very good friend of mine. Very, very, very intelligent guy.
Okay.
And also obviously, you know, fine. Because for his hard reputation. Now yeah, come on, some not so mudia.
Oh, but I don't think we should justify that.
I'm not justifying it.
Okay.
But if you are also going to, people are also going to see some judge, the condominium be business.
Well, if the people want to take him on, but
yeah. So for now, and then he says they had a reputation.
Who say
no, Mami, the had a reputation and there. We are really a show fee. Then the reputation as a man, as a man, you should be the head of the family. No, when you guys are in the show. Your wife's not taking care of the home. When they say ABBR, to school fees, to work, school fees, second ABBR, then you're telling me you had a reputation. Then I had a reputation. Reputation in the way. Where is the reputation? That's the question. He has no reputation anywhere. Obi Ekoseno. He has no reputation anywhere. I'm not justifying what PK Sapon did. Fine, about the back lesser can in your gift. It was Carlo Notoye. But I may have to say He's a minister. He's a minister, and also doubles as an MP.
Okay.
So you cannot be driving without a number plate.
Okay. So that's what your problem actually is.
Yeah, and also the data prices.
Okay.
Only been for home. Like in 2017, the tweet in 2017. That was somewhere around June.
Okay.
And that was when in January. Somewhere around June, it came to tweet. Can you buy data? How 6 months people started agenda no.
Okay.
So
it's fair that people also hold him accountable.
Very fair.
In this
and then now as I cost more. Oba and crano, we set up a committee. Me say the NDC is doing committee. Nothing is coming out. Okay. Kind of officer. Then an office power with my they mention there were 1 million coders. 1 million coders, people have applied, registered and filled forms no my then. Up to now, pending or beyond pending.
Okay.
Not even a single person. And that 1 million coders, maybe ya preventing we man. Not even a single person.
Okay.
Everybody that should be they all tell you that it's on pending. So this office, no, the only thing some judge has done is to sack people. The ministry, I didn't why say was sacking a man for this same man was condemned as Lausu for shutting down some TV stations, FM stations.
Yeah.
By the same thing.
Okay.
And then they say so if some stamp stations are showing certain things that are not good, like for consumption, like they say me, I'm okay, so we go on.
Okay.
Us like the same, and this man condemned, but by the same thing, and even you haven't changed it. Your ministry, nothing. Be beyond control the ministry.
On fire, anything new?
No, the Sam George, you know the position. Like people, like Sam George is part of the people, or Sam George is one of the reasons why people don't believe in politicians.
Why is that?
When he was in the position, look at how he was roaring, and the time not if you roars, it was that time a boom.
Yeah, boom.
People were so like me and the ministry the manner he perform because I started the agenda we know.
Yeah.
June 2017, and I started this agenda. So me now me say definitely on the final minister said not one, but now minister said not one quite one day not no. That man will perform.
Okay.
He will deliver because opposition from summer 2017 June. Can wasema nature the LGBTQ plus no. Say no sokoda. Galamsey issue. Akoda. Okay, say if you can say Galamsey, the president can just use a week to stop Galamsey.
Yeah.
You see how easy. Like I say, the lion now we know says some judge no. And never done no man. And America, I don't know, and man from man. I don't know. I mean, man, I don't know whether the man hawk cry the new young man hawk. Now I think okay, man hawk. Me man no crumpu. Me man from man. Like it's sad. That's what I'm saying. It's one of the reasons why people
don't believe.
Because when you're in the position, you were ranting, you were roaring.
Okay.
Like not now, you know. Now you believe. Say, I will not say some of the ministers are performing. Despite me being an MPP member, Mr. Snibo, how much juma? Yeah, because of much juma. Because on my nature, we are developing a nation. On my year, but only year so. You catch us say this particular ministry. Never be any the end a black was in the position and now Okasabe. At least the office the buyer cry you must say passport. What so? About what I've taken us this. We are all aware saying there might be at least a black is making some steps, and we are always on black ABB. So me, if I'm here, I can say black at least his ministry crown is making some efforts or yeah they can. But for some George ministry, you can't I'm converting no. Because people were waiting for Sam George and a black one. Because they were the two people who were loud in the position.
Okay.
Sam George was one converting. He was also loud but one converting. But open one converting it was Sam George and a black one. So they're vetting everybody, all eyes on them. So by a black one, now you say at least Nejman ministry crowd here, never echo you about Sam George.
But he's come out to say that things are in the pipeline, working on the data.
I'll say by the end of the year. By the end of the year. By the end of the year. I say we have some America. Now if you come and tell me by the end of the year, I don't carry and share me. No, you don't carry and share me. Ebia, we discussed everything with MTN. Maybe from next week. Sunday, I say from 24th May. Learn first, no. Yet so it has been clear now. Say 24th May. Like Never be one man. You set date necessary.
Yeah.
Over a set committee, after 2 weeks, the committee will come out with their report and everything will be positive.
Sure.
Committee number report be unbiased. In your own committee report. Now, yes, say you have the power to even do that. Now, I mean, when you're in a position and now, Cassandra, you knew nothing about what was even happening in the ministry.
Okay.
So when you're in a position you're talking, you should make sure you are talking with facts. You know what you are saying.
Yeah.
I say whom they okay. It shouldn't just be like say you are talking just for talking sake. No, it shouldn't be so.
Okay.
It shouldn't be so. Sam George there was disappointing. He has really disappointed us. He has really disappointed. And
Okay.
I'm very sad. And then I'm a vampire because the data hot on. Right now I'm here. People are streaming. People are watching. People are streaming this program live. They will stream with data. What I say? Whatever we are doing in the digital world, whatever we do with data. So my prayer is that data won't SONT. You should make sure he negotiates well. Okay. By the end of the year, no, is it September? Is it October? Is it August? So you are going to wait. Okay. The earlier the better. And maybe I say at the end of the year, now. How can I start? How can I shame you? You haven't said anything to me. If you tell me by the end of the year, it's not saying, and I'm because I can't be at you.
Well, sir, also by the end of the year, one any specific date or time into the answer by the end of the year.
It's not go see December. And by another year and swing into the year, check with 31st December. Sana, not data, so I read. Say, and never tell. Right now, you move on my data. Maybe I don't know the real issue. Vodafone be a amount. Totally so. Maybe their data cost, the prices are cheaper for you. I don't know.
I think it cuts across. Everyone is feeling the heat, whether you are on Telecel or But as you said,
I use MTN. I use MTN, so okay. I'm feeling the heat. I'm really feeling it. I thought that we want to be a no 4 GB. Now what's the cross? I thought I want to be sending 4 GB and also cross. I'm saying ready. We send 3 GB cross because I never it's not easy. It's not easy.
Well, we have in the studios the NDC's communicator joining us now. Opinion. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. I didn't hear Joseph.
Baby Aboko there. We've been waiting for you, and finally we are here. Before you walked in, your colleague here, your compatriot here, was speaking on the data issues regarding Honorable Sam George. He's yet to do anything about it because of how loud he was against the former communications minister whilst he was in opposition. So now that he's been handed over that same position and yet nothing is being done or relieved to the consumer.
The price has also been,
it has increased. So that was what he was addressing. But do you have anything to say about that, or we can just move on with the topics for today?
So one or two things. Good morning once again to our listeners.
Sure.
So with regards to the increment in our data cost and all that, I think it's not starting now. Sometimes you shouldn't be too political about certain stuff. This has been a problem we've been facing over the years.
But you see, the reason why people are being political about it now, as you put it, is because of how he was political with it.
Yes. So with regards to his criticisms by then, I think there were certain stuff that influenced the hikes in the data cost by then. It all boils down to a bad economy. You understand? Okay. The mobile operation, network operation companies, they use the foreign market or the international market in running their operations. So when generally the economy is high, their operations has to both humanitarian and also technical cost goes high, and that influences their also price floors and their price regulations and all that. So that has influenced the rising cost. And as we see it now, if we all be honest with ourselves, things are not that well now. We are now trying to reset the country. We are now trying to reset the economy. So data cost will go down. The Minister for Communications himself, Sam George has engaged various stakeholders and mobile network operating systems so that they review their stuff and then cut data costs. He has promised us.
Has gone on
has
for
gone on,
too
yeah.
long. He
I
gave us 2 weeks to hear from them and all that, and that 2 weeks, I think it's expired in the middle of March.
Yes, so
now we are in May, the middle of May.
Yeah, we should give it time. It will definitely come to fruition because you have to engage. These people are stakeholders. You understand? You bring something to the table, but then there are a lot of influences that count. You understand? They are checking out some stuff. You understand? People are saying that the dollar is depreciating against the CD, but that depreciation of the dollar is not stable because we've not started any expenditure. We've not started spending, so the Sabo are also saying the dollar depreciation is due to Trump's tariff sanctions and all that. But see, all these things put things in the managers and the operators of these networks. Okay. So they will also be reluctant in signing some deals. You understand? They will exercise caution in giving in to some deals. So the delays will not be from the minister himself. Maybe he's trying to push his best to make sure that these operators also reduce their cost and all that. But the operators also, on the other hand, tell you that no, we are still reviewing our stuff. We'll get back to you. You understand? So you can't really force them. So it depends on consistency and determination to do all this. And we trust who is talking now. He's going to deliver to us. We know Sam George what he can do.
What can you do? Like I don't know what he can do though, because last time I saw it. Yes, one of his tweets on X was replying to this particular. I don't know if it's an individual or it's a page. Tech in Tree was replying to his tweet and he was saying the telecos are private companies and you cannot decide for them, but they can only negotiate.
Exactly.
And then he said, but he made it clear that Oslewusu rather did it without bringing it to Parliament. He went there to tell them to increase the prices.
Yeah.
He collaborated with the NCA. Like certain things are there. You shouldn't say.
Exactly. So it's more like his own words.
You get it? Yeah. His own words to hunt him. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. His assertion was that your whoever your
former
communications minister was not being let's say proactive in his negotiations with them. That was the whole
somewhere around 7 June, somewhere around June 2017, and then the campaign started. The campaign about the data cost started. He's on like people. See, Ghana here, people can keep receipts.
Okay.
Ghana here, even especially on X, they can keep receipts. Receipts there, say, 20 people to one, but they can keep the receipt for you.
Okay.
They went to dig him out and then got that tweet from 2017. We took power in 2016. We won power in 2016, and then the president was running in 2017. And then maybe just like I appointed man converting Krana, maybe somewhere around February, maybe 2017 June. And the council, Sam George was on her neck.
So it's actually fair that we are also on his neck.
You have to be okay, yeah.
5 months, okay. That's fair.
Okay, so now the question will be: we are on his neck at a very let's say initial stages of the administration, right? So the question should be: what has been the improvement over the years?
About data prices.
About data prices, what have you done?
That's why. No.
With this one, let me come in.
No,
Joe. With this one, you see, we can't really go back to these things. The man was in opposition. There was someone in that position, and just opposed. She failed woefully. And you voted her out.
Simple.
And when you were in opposition, you had all the ideas to have fixed the problems we were facing in the communications sector. Now you are giving the mantle, and nothing is yet to be done. So we can't go back and analyze what someone was able to achieve or not. You said when you come, you will do this, you will do that. That is what we are looking forward to.
Yes. The conversation is about whether something is going to be done or not.
It's not about whether it's going to be done. It should be done.
Understand it should be done. Yes.
It should be done.
Yes, you know that.
And the time that it was supposed to be done, he said in opposition that when the other person was there, that thing to be done should have been done then. You are in position now.
And then they've been an increment, and there have been an increment.
See
there have been an increment. That's my problem. After he was vetted and he was approved, and was sworn in as a minister, there have been an increment in the data price. It's not. I'm not joking. I said now just go to me. I use MTN star 141. Initially, 4.50 pesos. You can get for 4.3 gig. Now try and see if you have a phone. You can just try it and see. You're not going to get.
I just tried it and it's around 22 CDs, 30 CDs.
They've increased it. So you get it. Even this very year before he was in power, even this very year when he was appointed as a minister, the data prices were even still But yes, how to be after having those negotiations and other things, they've still increased it. So like any hope, we don't have any hope again. Okay. Do you get it? That's what you're saying. So he should act fast. But his ministry is dead. That ministry is dead. That ministry is dead.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into the main conversations for the day. And the first topic we are going to be looking at, our time is way past, so we will be very fast on our discussion.
Few minutes.
The minority is opposing further tariff hikes. They are demanding improved ECG performance. One of our basic or primary challenges in Ghana right now is our power sector. The hikes in tariffs, the unreliable supply of power from ECG. We are looking at debts in ECG, corruption in ECG. The minority is not happy with some of the things that your party, which is in power, is doing now, and they are demanding some reforms and some activity that should be improved in the sector of the ECG. What do you say for these demanding calls by the minority?
Okay, so what the minority is doing, I would say, is a sheer venture of noise making to make things look like after all the administration is not doing anything. The new NDC's administration is declining or all that, and it's not something new that we are getting from them. That has always been their approach. Now they've turned to a press conference party. Everything they are running to do a press conference. Someone dashed someone money from his own pocket or his own coffers. They are going to do a press conference. We should try to get the basis or let's say the foundations of certain issues before we look at a larger tangent. Okay. We are not lamenting of the issues or the problems we've inherited, but we cannot also ignore the root causes of some of these issues. Okay. We inherited a nearly collapsed ECG from or energy sector from the MPP previous administration. Okay. And things are now being structured, things are now being put in place to make sure that we are able to sensitize or sanitize the system in such a way that there won't be leaks. The problem cut across at all the facets of the power energy sector, as you mentioned, revenue collection, power distribution, and all that, and administration issues. You understand? So things are being done.
We inherited.
So we inherited a very let's say oil supply for the electricity provision that was less than just a week from the Akufo-Addo's previous administration, knowing very well that when the administration kickstarts, certain things cannot be done immediately because there has to be some policy facilitations, there has to be budget reading and all that. But knowing that very well, Akufo-Addo left only less than a week of power supply efficiency for the entire country. You understand? It was a planting. It was a plan employed to disgrace and to downgrade the incoming administration. So these issues you are facing now, we are not rushing. NDC, Mame's government is not a government that rushes to find short-term relief to countries. It's like you are hurt, you are wounded, and someone is just coming to pour some pepper and stuff on your wound so that that's a short term. It won't be you understand? That's a short term.
So what are the permanent solutions you are putting in place to?
So the permanent relief has been okay so far. There's been various measures put in place for the energy or oil and gas sector to receive certain efficiency. And so far, over the weekends, I think I read certain communications or information that says that they will very soon it will arrive in the country. Oil and gas, I think, supply will reach the country to sufficient the current deficit that we have in terms of the oil and gas sector to power the energy sector, so that distribution will also be effective. And apart from that, distribution itself, when we have the power, is an issue. So the government is putting measures in place. Possibly we might privatize the allocation and then the revenue collection for the ECG. So we are not going to privatize the whole energy sector or the ECG. We are going to put the let's say collection and distribution of the energy and then the revenue collection to a private sector or a private company, and they will do that. You understand, to ensure effectiveness.
But why can't we ensure effectiveness in our government institution, but we believe that a privatization of it can ensure effectiveness?
Yes. So
doesn't that make the government look a bit incompetent, as to put it? Because if you can't ensure competence, but you believe that outsourcing it to a private institute will make it competent enough, then what becomes of the government institution itself?
See, as a government, you have a power of oversight. You understand? So there are certain measures that you put in place, not because you are incompetent or you are. It's not a question of competence or incompetence. You see, we've all known ECG for quite some time now. They try their best, but their best is not much laudable. It's not something to write home about. This even forced the previous administration to sell the energy sector to a private company, which is PDF, and they went a long way to come back to the same ECG because they were facing the same issues. So sometimes we sell SOEs to private institutions, and sometimes we partnership with them to ensure that the efficiency goes high, because we know the public sector, people have the perception that once the thing belongs to the government, they can treat it any way they like. You understand? But when the thing goes into the hands of a private individuals, the generality of the people have a concept that no, the private people, they are not going to spare them if they misbehave or they misuse their resources or whatever it is that they are being taken over charge of. So that's what you are trying to do now. As to the question of the distrust in our public institutions, it's a long conversation to talk about. It will take a very long time to sanitize the whole system. You understand? Yes.
So in all, we should be looking forward to some strategic measures to improve the outcome of our energy sector. Is that what you are saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Paul,
Mr. Murray,
your party is demanding some activities.
The minister is just talking. Do you know one thing? Aside Sam George, ministry being one of the dead ministry in this country, I can see the energy minister, the energy ministry is also dead. 6 months into power, or 5 months, or 120 days into power, 120 days of doing so. And then I remember he was saying we left before we left could serve the country or could distribute power to the country for only 5 days. He mentioned it here. Can he mention when they brought in other oil to generate electricity to the country? After the 5 days, some of these things are just come there. Settings you just came after when they took over. He said the fuel left can only generate electricity for only 5 days. But later on, they got fuel from where? Nigeria. How long did it take before the fuel came? So where they get the extra fuel? Some of these things are just like recently. This same minister came here and said the fuel left can just supply power for 2.5 days. He made it clear recently.
Yeah.
And then people were saying it's causing fear and panic. Later he came back to say we shouldn't panic. We don't know what the minister is. Like the minister itself doesn't know what he's doing.
But Paul, you see, let's be fair
Yeah.
here. The energy
Sector
that the NDC
inherited. Yeah.
was marred with so many challenges. Let's be fair. We saw the debts incurred by
the depth.
We saw the cable issues that.
Me with the cable issue, that's what I'm saying. This particular minister, is very inconsistent. See, with the cable issue, first of all, let's take it from here.
Yeah.
The minister went to the floor of parliament. This now I'll say this no. Before you go to the floor of parliament and speak, it means you are going to speak with facts, or you are going to speak with what you know.
Okay.
Because as a minister, if you are being called to speak to the floor of parliament, then you are going to speak to what you know, what you have in your hand. He went there, the floor of parliament, and made it clear that he has inspected. He didn't say when in the handing over notes, it was stated that we have about 3,000 containers at the port. He didn't say that. Like we shouldn't change the topic. We shouldn't change what he said. What he said then.
Okay.
He didn't say that during the handing over notes. This is what he saw in the handing over note. No, he made it clear that he has inspected. And then it's the inspected. It means he has seen it with his eyes.
Okay.
If I come here and I say I've inspected this place, because I've come here and checked everything with my own eyes.
Okay.
That's what the minister said on the floor of parliament.
All right.
Later on, he came out that some of the containers are missing. Now, no more. We've seen some Indian man here. Tomorrow, they are all gimmicks.
Okay.
Where these people that they are seeing, they are arrested. We don't even know how they are being prosecuted. How we don't even know. They are all gimmicks.
Okay.
Settings. They get to the I would say, fine. We couldn't keep the lights on for the whole of 8 years.
Yeah.
Why
Who says so?
I said we couldn't keep the light on for the whole of the 8 years, but we did our best. Initially, what you can say is that you mentioned Napo when the timetable time when they said doom CSC. That was somewhere around 2023 or 2024, early 2024. When they said it is not doom CSC. Okay. That was the only time now like we were facing that challenges. But at least they're able to keep the lights on and other things. But the depth in the network, ugly power, and those IPPs, we're owing them. That one,
you know
that
we're
owing them.
For the accumulation of debt is what results into the power cuts. Because if we are owing them, they are not going to supply us the power.
So right now, is it and then when they came to power, they've make us very clear that they've arranged with these IPPs, and by the end of the year, they're going to clear all the debts. Okay. So they've already sat down with these IPPs about the debts and other things. So now the debt issue, we should just put it aside. Because I say they've sat down with the IPPs.
I think the reason why they mostly bring up the debt issue is because the opposition makes it seem like they left a stable energy sector in the hands of the NDC, and now the sector is in a mess.
The sector, like even if we took over, we went for an election. We were also praying we will do the election, like the way the NDC won. We were also praying that we would win, and then we didn't win. Okay. So like if we also want, if we won the election, like we also have known how to manage this current situation.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Okay.
Like we would have also known how to manage this current situation. Then the NDC already knew the depth and other things. Then this cannot tell us that when you're in the position campaigning, they never out. As ugly about out there, he won't apply as power again. It came out. They were all coming out. Like last year, somewhere around November, and I share arrange say we will pay them weekly or it was weekly or monthly. Like we arranged with Asogli. We know Asogli, even the owner of Asogli is affiliated with NDC. No, Tugba Fede. We all know Tugba Fede. I won't say he's a card bearer member because I haven't seen him with the card, but we know his affiliations.
Okay, that's fair.
You know, so what we are saying is that for now the minister is being inconsistent with certain things he speaks, like the trust we have in him.
Okay,
we are losing the trust we have in him.
Okay,
do you get it? Say fourth in here. Many say maybe Ghanaians. This is the main issue.
Okay,
I'm trying to fix. This is the main issue. But today, the fuel left can only supplies. It can only take us to 2.5 days. Then later on you come. Do not panic. Then tomorrow you come and say this. That every day be a different stories. Okay. That's why I say we should just stop the stories. Ghanaians voted us out because we couldn't manage the energy sector well. Okay. We've accepted our defeat. All right. Now we didn't perform better. That's why Ghanaians voted us out. We have accepted our defeat. We have considered our defeat. So you are here. You are in to solve it. But you are in to solve it. Every day you come out with different things, and those things that you are saying, you say, first time about the first that you made, I was about the fuel.
Okay. So right now, what exactly do you expect the NDC to do? Something that you would have done if you were in power.
For me, for now, I don't really know the main issue. Okay. It will take the minister to come out boldly to tell us that this is the main issue. So maybe from now to this, maybe from now we are in May. From May to September, we will solve that particular issue. This is the main issue we are facing now. Okay. All right. Just come out, be clear with us. Like Ghana for we cannot beat you. Okay. We cannot do anything. The only thing maybe some of us should tell that is we can't show. You just tell your mind, that's it. But just be clear with us. And then even that one, we appreciate that one. Okay. If you come out and be clear with us, we will appreciate that one. Then tomorrow this, the four left this. No, be clear with us. Maybe this is the main issue. Fine, now you came out with the debt structure that you are, if arrange with them. Fine, you're here. You're just to say, so now if I'm talking about the debt, I know we left debt at the ECG and at the energy sector. And then you are in there solving it. You've come out, you've designed a structure to solve or to pay those debts. Okay. Fine, it's okay. So now what's the other issue? Okay. Come out, maybe Ghanaians, this maybe transformers, maybe let us know that communicate with us, simple. The clear issue. Yeah, so that if what they are doing to solve it, when we also know what to do. Okay.
So, still as we are on the energy sector, in regards to our second topic for the day, I don't know if you would have a rebuttal to what he said, but when your time comes, you can address it and then add it to it. So, government is shifting the electricity cost to institutions and exempting hospitals and public universities. So now, before then, we used to see most government institutions not really paying some of their, but now he's saying
what did you read again? I want to listen to it.
Government is shifting the cost of electricity to their institutions. We used to have institutions in government who weren't paying.
Most of the institutions were paying. Some of them were not paying by themselves, but they're paying through the finance ministry. You get even when like this is free near high school, the teacher schools, their bills for electricity are being paid by the finance ministry. Most of them.
So it's like it is government paying it for them.
Paying it for them. Yeah. So that's where it delays.
They should pay themselves.
So maybe they are going to generate the revenue and then they will use it to pay. Fine, I have no problem with that.
So that's a good call.
That's a good call. Okay. Like how to collect the debt. Because we've seen state institutions, you that are sitting here as an individual, me that sitting as an individual, me I use prepaid, a sign and there, that's woman. A sign and there, that's woman. But they have state institutions who are not using the prepaid, who are using the postpaid, and they've accumulated more debts there that they haven't been able to pay. They don't even pay. Yeah, but this particular school is owing this. This particular school is owing this, but those schools that you are mentioning is the finance ministry that's supposed to pay. Okay. Certain institutions that they are paying, that the finance ministry is supposed to pay. So what was wrong? Okay. And yet people are buying to pay. Free. It's not just another thing. Okay. Since most of the institutions, they do not pay. Okay. No, I'm not saying they've given a privilege not to pay. They are supposed to pay through the Ministry of Finance. Some are even supposed to pay even by themselves. But they don't pay.
Okay. So what do you think should be done with this new regulation?
They should all be given the prepaid meters.
That's what you
yes.
advise. Okay.
If they have to buy 1,000 Ghana cedis on it,
They buy.
buy.
It finishes. They know they have to buy.
It's simple.
Okay, all right.
That's
the
fair.
best way you think can resolve this debt accumulation brouhaha. Okay.
It's simple.
Okay.
And then they already debts that they are owing. They should find a way and collect those debts.
Okay, that's fair. But with that debt, most of them, those debts were supposed to be paid by the government. Do you think the institution should now be made to pay, or government should?
No. For now, it was supposed to be paid by the government.
So
the government is supposed to pay to the ECG for them to make sure they can also be able to pay their debts.
Okay,
the debts they are owing the IPPs. But they can also be able to pay all those debts and other things. Yeah. So for me, it's a good call for them to be buying their own. But I believe if they give them the postpaid,
it will still
be the same thing.
Okay.
Because the postpaid, 2 months, 3 months, now you try. You try me. Almost not be true. Because higher institution where you higher buy.
But if they are buying it
themselves,
on a
prepaid, yeah,
they know that they always need it.
Maybe prepaid son, let me wash me.
Okay.
Or if I check on my meter and I know that I can't this particular amount of then I just have to live for money.
Okay.
Because I can't sleep in the dark.
Yeah.
You get it? So the same way they will be cautious.
Okay.
Anytime that they have to, then they will prepare or they reserve some money in their budget for electricity any day, any time.
Okay.
Just institutions.
All right.
Yes, so it should be done that way. They should also make sure the Ministry of Finance pays those accumulated debts, the old debts.
Okay.
Yeah, then simple. We move.
That's fine. Joe.
Okay, so yes, I think it's a very good call.
Okay.
Like it takes a bold and a decisive government to implement policies like this, or to embark on initiatives like this. Yes. So we see that the government institutions they consume power a lot. Understand? They consume power. By the end of the day, all the debt and the pressure is mounted on the consumer, the common citizen. You understand? Because the government institutions already enjoy certain let's say exemptions from the government. You understand? They are supposed to produce under they are supposed to run their operations without due cost in terms of certain tax reliefs and all that. Okay. But when it comes to energy, they consume a lot, and ECG finds a way to shift all this cost to the people. It increases the economic burdens. Okay. You understand? So I think this is a very good call to go a long way to also cut the cost or the burdens that are imposed on the common citizen. And my brother was suggesting that maybe they should be using the prepaid. So that once your power supply is finished, you go and buy your own. So yes, so the cost is at your own, but it won't make any difference. So far as the government is paying for the energy, he's going to provide or are going to allocate resources for the buying of the prepaid for the meters and all that. You know, so the team now, even if they are giving prepaid meters, and they say you are going to generate income to pay for your own bills, they generate that income, they buy their prepaid to supply or to power their various institutions. Sure. And so that's what we are looking forward to make sure.
But you are in agreement with Paul that the prepaid would actually help.
The prepaid, I don't totally support that.
Why?
I don't totally support it because see the prepaid meters. I think prepaid was made for, I don't know, but prepaid was made for industrial or let's say what do you call
domestic
it?
purposes.
Domestic purposes. Yeah. You understand? And now comes the case that
these are mostly industrial.
Yes,
but
and it operates according to your level of consumption. You see, these industrial companies and all that, they consume power a lot, and so the prepaid is programmed in such a way that the more you produce, the more you consume.
Yeah.
And now they bring it to the individual, the indigenous people to use it, and it also consumes a lot. When you buy prepaid, you wouldn't see like what you've really used the power for, and it's finished and you are going to buy some.
So in conclusion, what do you think is the right way to go in resolving this whole thing? Because the main reason why government is shifting this cost to the various institutions is because of this debt accumulation.
Yes.
So if then they are going to pay their own debt, which in another sense, if they are still on the postpaid meters, they might still be reluctant to pay. Then the prepaid, I think, will help. For me, I will be in agreement with Paul, because once the lights, I'm coming. Once the lights finish, you know that I don't have light to work. I need to get light, and this time around, you have the mandate to generate your own resources to buy.
Yeah, so the conversation itself is whether they should continue to pay themselves or the government should pay. The conversation, I don't think, is about the meters or the
yes, we understand that, but once we are looking at whether they should pay or government should pay, we also should look at the cost for which government is now trying to shift the cost for these institutions to pay, which is the debt accumulation. They are on the postpaid, they are not able to service their debts. But with the prepaid, even you and I, domestically, once we don't have light, we know how to go about to get light. Because so once they also shift to that prepaid consumption, don't you think it will, in a way, keep them on their toes to always make sure they have power supply?
So I think the issue of prepaid, if you want to go to that direction, then you should engage in more conversations. Okay. Because the prepaid itself, if we are to make the institutions to use the prepaid meters, and fine, government is not going to pay to for them, they are going to look for their various ways to pay. It's going to create inefficiency. Okay. Some institutions will be reluctant to say, "Oh, our prepaid is finished. Government has not supplied us with a lot of resources. We are not generating enough income. We are not, unable to supply to power our meters and our energy. Okay. So institutions are going to be ineffective. Yes. All right. So the issue is now you, the institutions, you are to make sure that you find ways and means that you use to generate income to pay for your energy.
And the same way you find which is prepaid.
So whether it's prepaid or it is our domestic usual meters that we mean, the postpaid, you are supposed to pay it yourself. Okay. So now the issue should be about the collection, the body in charge of the bill collection. Okay. You understand? Right. There should be effectiveness. Okay. That's how the government is also looking at privatizing the collection method to a private company. Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Murray, can I make a suggestion? Yeah. I want to make a suggestion. These state institutions, most of them, I think it's high time the government start allowing them use solar more. Okay. Yeah, so that at least they won't rely on the hydro or this, so that even the cost. Sure. So yeah, I think it's high time we make sure most of our institutions the solar energy power. More. All right. I think that would be a good call. Okay. Fine, you can give them, or even the prepaid. We have some stations that consume a lot of power. Yeah. Because of the work they do there, they consume a lot of power. Okay. So with even with the prepaid, we can design certain prepaid for these institutions that consume a lot of power. Okay. The government can design a new prepaid for them. Okay. That this prepaid is for this industrial or this institutions that consume this number of megawatts or this number of power. Okay. Do you get it? Then that will be very, very cool.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That's fair. Moving on to our next topic. Yesterday, we saw the president inaugurate the 8th National Planning Commission. Now, the National Development Planning Commission has been in existence since the beginning of the Fourth Republic. Yeah. What has really been the impact of the National Development Planning Committee or Commission? And I'll take Joe first, because with this one, your party is in power, and they've just inaugurated a new set of committee to commission the National Development Plan. Yeah. So far, what do you think has been the impact? And under your administration, what should we expect from the National Developmental Planning Commission?
Okay, so yes, as you rightly said, the National Planning Committee has been in existence since the inception of the First Republic. Yeah. And talking about what they've been able to achieve, I think it can be assessed based on the various achievement of the various governments.
Okay.
Yes, because the planning committee, they are cut across all the facets or the branches of the economy when it comes to development issues. So it comes to settlement planning, the economy, trade and tourism, international relations and all that. And yes, I think it has gone a long way to help. But as I said earlier, to assess their efficiency, I think you have to link it directly to the effectiveness of the various governments. So we see the national planning committees being major stakeholders in issues issues such as flooding and all that. They make sure that once issues like flooding happens, they collaborate with the NADMO to make sure that what will be the best way to improve the conditions of flood victims and what will be the way forward to prevent floods and all that. And when it comes to the issues of flood, we all know what happened, like the most recent one when it caused various disasters to domestic dwellers and all that in some part of Accra. And so we should expect nothing by let me say the best from this National Planning Committee that is just inaugurated into office. Because we've not seen much during the past years. They went silent, like they weren't even in existence. It was quite recently that I got to know that there was something like National Planning Committee. Yes, because you wonder why certain things goes wrong and these stakeholders are there and they don't engage the government to suggest, to give him suggestions as to how things should be done. And so for over 8 years it looked like there was not even a government at all. You understand? Things are happening and people are questioning, people are asking questions as to why things are going in that direction, and no one seems to give an answer. Sometimes you even ask a question as a media personality. You asked the chairman of the economic management team why the economic is headed towards a downwards downturn, and the best reply you get is laughter. You understand? And all these things, you ask whether they are really stakeholders to really engage the government pertaining to very crucial issues such as economy, such as flooding, such as trade and all that. You understand? For the past 8 years, our international trade has almost collapsed. Even foreign investors who came to settle domestically to operate their businesses, most of them left. Most of them left because of a bad economic environment. And so we are looking out for the best, that they will cooperate well with all major institutions of the government, the traditional council, the private institutions. It should be a collaboration amongst them so that they make sure that our course of resetting the country will be a success. And we are very positive in them.
Yes. But in what areas do you believe that they should prioritize most, looking at where we are as a country and where we need to be as a country? Because, for instance, we take the flooding issue. Over the course of 2 decades, we've always had issues with flooding. Every year we complain, yet nothing is being done. Every year we complain, nothing is being done. There's another year we are complaining, nothing is still going to be done. Where are some of the areas that you think the National Developmental Planning Committee should focus on?
Yes, so very well that you mentioned about the flooding issue. See, I will personally prefer that they focus on city town planning. Proper city town planning, because our settlements are so bad. And you see, one of the major issues is this informal settlement. When you go to almost any corner of Accra, you find an informal settlement. And these are let's say slums that they don't really follow any protocol. As we call them, informal. They just someone just get a pile of food and go and set up a structure and the person lives in. The person doesn't care whether this is a waterlogged area, whether this a drainage area that he's blocking. They don't really care about that, and settle on it. And sometimes it even gets worse. Where these people are settling, you find someone to also come and look for a portion of land and actually construct a flat or an apartment. You understand? On a waterway or in a flood prone area. And the rain falls and the whole place become flooded and it causes a whole lot of issues. And again, our drainage systems, major highways in Accra here are choked. The gutters are very silty. There's no one to go and desilt them. There's no one to keep people accountable. And so we've seen this burst of boys doing a whole lot of things, and this even gave them prominence because they did a whole lot. They realized that the government was not
ineffective.
Yes, he was not that concerned about issues like this, so they took it as an initiative and they were working on it, and they did a lot. The very recent one I witnessed myself. I was there, Opunglu, where they desilted some portion of the gutters along the Opunglu Shiashi stretch and all that.
If private individuals are doing this, the National Developmental Plan, like a clear-cut measure, and we shouldn't only look at the flooding. I only use that as a reference. Yes, but we are looking at an entire nation's development. The areas you think, pinpoint, this is where we should be focusing. Maybe our road infrastructure, maybe our educational sector, maybe our trade markets, maybe this and that. Like, what do you think should be?
Okay, so I think the part they should really focus on is, let's say, the investment portion of it, because for your country to be to have a very strong economy, it depends on the kind of the amount of inflows that come into the country, the amount of income you're able to generate, and this a larger proportion of this income comes from foreign investors who come and invest in your country. And how do investors come into your country and come and invest if you don't have a very strong economy? You understand? So they should collaborate with the economic sector, the foreign, the finance ministry, and also other government institutions that are charged with the issues such as trade and tourism and all that, to make things attractive. And not sidelining, they can't forget about that part of proper planning. People are so stubborn, like Ghanaians are stubborn. Let me see. If you say don't go here, that's exactly where they will go. You understand? So there should be a clear cut as to where industries or companies build their infrastructure and their also machinery. You understand? Because quite recently, East Legon, where a Chinese company went to build a warehouse on a drainage system, they blocked the way. So when this rainfall, part of East Legon, it was flooded. You understand? So we should be looking at this. We are looking at making the country safe for the investor. The person won't come and invest in an economy or an environment that will pose a threat to his company. You understand? They won't just come and dump their capital. So we should be looking at this facets to make sure that we improve in it. So yes, the economy, we should strengthen the economy. We should look at our tourism. There are various places in Ghana that we can improve upon them to attract the let's say the outer world or the foreigners to come and visit, and then we'll get income from these places to also build up the economy. Yes.
Thank you very much there, Joseph. Paul.
Yeah, Mr. Murray.
Yes, sir.
Remember my brother was speaking. Everything in the last 8 years. The national
developmental
plan. There's the but something that's supposed to be there has been there since. You know, along the way, Nkrumah introduced the free basic education, and then it collapsed. And it took President Kufuor to also come in and start it again. The free basic education. This part of the national, as part of education planning, it was part of it.
NDP.
Yeah, and then we were all also aware that the free senior high at a point in time also will be given free senior high. But maybe everything will take it by stage. The part of the plan. And even then, this way saying no, we can't implement the free senior high now. To take us 20 years before we can implement the free senior high.
Well, in regards to the free senior high, Paul, this thing we need to
no.
very,
I'm coming.
honest.
I'm coming. Right,
the NDC in the National Developmental Plan.
Yeah.
With the free senior high.
Yeah.
It stated that it should be a progressive, and so we saw the NDC beginning progressive
with the day schools, right?
Yeah,
with the day schools.
Yeah.
By in my I went to a day school. I attended St. Thomas Aquinas.
Okay,
it's a day school. In 2015, my brothers there, who were my junior brother attended Laboni. He was a day student. He was paying school fees. So that progressive that I was saying, I don't know when it started, because I'm being honest with you.
Okay.
Because my brother was Laboni in 2015. With school fees, no day student. I attended Aquinas Senior High School. It's a day school. In 2015, 2016, they were paying school fees. So I don't know which of the day schools, or some of the day schools were not part of those progressive. You get it? Yeah, on the day I don't know.
Okay.
And then also the see, before even we develop a town, you get to know that this particular land was being left for schools, or was being left for municipal assembly or something. So, me, if I go to my hometown, I can see all the schools are packed at one side.
Okay.
It be a Presby, then
it's like
a cluster of schools, meaning that particular land was left
for
schools.
Okay.
This particular land was left for a community hospital. We haven't gotten hospital yet, but you know this particular land is being there, it's being reserved for a hospital or a clinic or something.
All right.
For future. So these are some of the plans. We are talking about you are mentioning 8 years. You didn't see them. Now started something. The dual carriage of the Accra Kumasi Road.
Okay.
Now start here. And even the Cape Coast, Accra to Cape Coast, that's not person starting. You know, some of these things are all national development, national mechanism, development plan, planning development today. All this now, all this is our part.
Okay.
Do you get it? We began something. Yeah, it was to be.
Okay.
But the fact that you mentioned some companies come here and they left and other things. No. We are also doing certain things.
All right.
Do you get it? We are trying to make the Dock Carriage, the Kumasi Road, the Dock Carriage. That's the plan. What we are doing, you also come and then you continue. Okay. That's what we should supposed to be.
Okay.
The you know. What's that plan? You say this is the nation. You say you are saying now you're starting. You can just continue.
Okay.
It's just simple.
Okay.
Right now, the Kumasi Road, I've seen Konongo.
Yeah.
They've diverted the road behind at the back of the town, or let me say the back of the town. If you're in your name, and when you name an athlete, they've diverted the road. Okay. They are trying to make the Dock Carriage very nice. Okay. I started in Sanwom, and I call in Koko. It went in Koko. Gradually, we will get there. Okay. We will come to the Cape Coast Road, Accra to Cape Coast to Accra Road. Then that also make sure we make the Dock Carriage. Right. You go to Accra to Aflau, you make sure. Then maybe from Kumasi to Sunyani, then gradually. It goes that way. You get it. It's not something that can be done. And then one government cannot take 8 years to do all these things. Okay. That's why it's a process.
That's why it's developmental. That's why it's for the nation.
Everybody
comes.
All right.
But Paul, then just as I was asking Joe, looking at where we are now as a country and where we need to be, where do you think the focus of this 8th inaugurated NDP commission should be?
The focus, to me. I think right now we learn the president is trying to. I don't know if he's trying to relocate the city from the capital city from Accra to a different region.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Because Accra is congested.
Okay.
I don't know, but it's been a good move.
Okay.
So that at least Accra will be a little bit. Accra will be maybe business hub.
But then, how is moving the capital from Accra going to decongest Accra?
Oh, but most of the people like to sit in the capital. If you have Kumasi, for instance, if you are taking the capital from Accra, and now because from Kumasi, I'll be against it.
Okay.
Because Ashanti region is also congested. Kumasi itself is also congested. We have other regions that we can also shift. First, Cape Coast. Cape Coast to Accra, and then to Kumasi.
Right.
And then, to Accra. People might move because maybe the region has changed. And then when they make one city a capital, once they become a capital, they will bring developmental projects there, markets and other things. Like people who move from wherever they are. Sending them for people. I always say, I'm not being tribalistic. Please, I'm not being tribalistic.
Sure.
But it's hardly for you to see people move from Ashanti region to settle in Volta region.
Okay.
Unless maybe a Juman and Nako to say maybe teaching, nursing, police or something. Right. But it's hardly for people to move from some regions, just to go there to settle there. Right. You get it just because of the business wise. But you can see people moving from wherever to Ashanti region and go to Accra region, even Takrade or Milton Kokoforia, because of how business and other things moves there. You get it? Yeah. So once the business starts flowing there, people will move in. All right. People will move in, and then at least some people will move from Accra. Mr. Mentor plot or higher. Now you move this capital called the different region now. I might even try to get a plot, a land there, and establish a business there also. All right. Do you get it? So for now, in the settlement, I remember we were once here discussing this year with my brother Peter. Peter was here, I was here. We were talking about is this the minister, the original minister, or the mayor? I've forgotten. He was saying he will be demolishing some buildings along the drainage and other things to prevent. Maybe I shouldn't action. I didn't really see any action. Okay. I don't know if you saw some actions.
I haven't seen any yet.
Okay, but it's about almost 2 months this. Now in May, by June, July. Now we're not about to enter into June.
The rainy season.
The rainy season itself. Okay. You get it? And he made that statement, and we haven't seen any action.
Okay.
You get it? He made that statement. Said they will be demolishing some buildings along the drainages, some buildings that are blocking the drainages. They'll be demolishing them and other things. But I've not seen any action. Okay. And then it's first started to turn Adenta. Yesterday I was watching the video on TV, and I was shocked. Okay. The some assembly member for Denta was being interviewed. And he himself said mostly flood mostly occurred there, but this one was serious. Okay. You get it?
So Paul, finally, where should our focus
our first should be our settlement.
Okay.
And then you should have a long-term economic plan.
Okay.
It shouldn't be a short-term.
So the economic plan, in what areas of the economical facets?
I believe Ghana here, if you come into Ghana here, most of the things we do here is our business.
Okay.
Business. Then we add digitalization to it.
Okay.
Do you get it? People would like to do business. I would like to do business here. Okay. But even to go for a loan to do business, sometimes the interest rate and other things.
Okay.
And people are in the Western world. After school, they don't even think of working for someone. They believe in establishing their own maybe firm or businesses that they can also operate. Okay. You get it, but they can go for loans with lesser interest rates. Then they can operate a business. The business will flourish. Okay. We should make sure that Ghana card came in. The Ghana card came in, and we are trying to make sure the Ghana card you have your informations, your fingerprints, everything. So even if you are giving a loan, you know you cannot run. Like in the Western world, we friend green card. In so green card, wherever you are, you can trace you and other things. Okay. One woman, a certain time in Kumasi, she wanted to rent a house, a 3-bedroom house, and then she gave money to an agent. The agent ran away with the money.
Okay.
They wanted to trace the agent, and then they just gave the phone number of the agent to the NIE. They got every information about the person because of the Ghana card. They get to certain times, so we should make sure we can put this in place. That will make people can access loans, have business. Because in Ghana here, we believe in businesses. The main thing running the economy here is businesses. Everywhere can they see businesses in the running the economy. It's nothing. That's why the dollar goes up. Yeah, Briano.
All right.
Because we believe in businesses, and also we should make sure the state also have at least some farms. We should establish some farms. Some farms. that every government will come, we operate from the farms. These farms can feed this free senior high school students. These farms can feed this school feeding program. Vivian Joe, I'm so trying to say. Well, it's about outside. I'm so trying to say. Because no, me, I'm outside the woman. Do you know how outside the woman? Do you know how outside the woman? Why? The woman has worked in the constituency, and Obia the constituency got school feeding. Oh, by my constituency. Now, maybe because them jam out. Go to your constituency and go and take your school feeding.
Be trying
to say free on, but we're trying to say free on.
It's okay.
It's all right. And like it's funny. It's funny.
Very funny.
Yeah, it's very funny because like like maybe I'm a organizer in my constituency. I'm the constituency organizer, and then mostly like he is aware. The why he is are for the organizers. Am I? Is it a lie? He's aware of this. Okay. The school feeding are for the organizers. Not more for the organizers. He's aware of all this.
You see, I want to come in here.
Then maybe I'm constituency. No, you let me learn.
You have 1 minute.
Yeah, then I'm in constituency. Then you come in. Then you come and tell me you are coming for the school feeding. No, so some of these things
we should look at these areas to prioritize.
Yeah, because I think the business side, because most of us, the Ghana, the main thing running the economy here is business.
Okay,
so at least we should focus on the long
schemes,
so that we can. I'm a young guy. I want to establish a business. The interest rate alone can even collapse the business.
Sure.
You look at the interest rate alone. Okay. So I'm just pleading. We believe Ghana we do our things well. Ghana for 20 years. We are out now. Then this is in. The NDP has come. They should just make sure they focus on it. A long-term economic plan that can help the young guys in the country to get access to some loans to operate some business or to establish themselves, so they can also employ other people. President man, establishing the way we say for workers. It's nice. You get it?
Okay,
yeah,
that's fine. Joe, you wanted to say something. You have
just
so
1 minute. I wanted to
you have 1
minute. Applaud him for first of all recognizing that a good government have come, a hearing government have come to change things. So they are pleading with the government to set a very conducive economic environment. Yes, because he made an assertion that during the 8 years of Ekufado, they weren't able to access loans to operate their own enterprises, like as young entrepreneurs and all that. And
Joe,
the new government,
he said
the difficulty is that
the interest rate.
The difficulty is that the interest rates are high, so you are even afraid to go for the loan.
And what has changed?
So for you to get the of conviction that
he's saying that the NDP inaugurated by Mahama should look at.
I'm just suggesting. I'm not saying the government. I'm not saying the NDC has done something like that.
So the point
he's only saying that you believe that his party is a listening party.
Can do it.
So once you are making that request,
it's a listening party.
Do something.
It's a listening party.
Are they not
a listening party?
That is
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we've heard this cry. Mama is going to do exactly that. We've started something similar to that. Now we are offering free apprenticeship to young people to be able to get the skills and they know how to set up their own businesses in whatever sector they want to do that. So we've also engaged or embarked on the 1 million codes program, which is geared towards empowering 1 million.
We have all those things.
No, 1 million codes.
We are looking at the national developmental plan.
Yes. So all these things for them to come to fruition, you see, it's a collaborative effort that needs to be put in place. So that's what we are talking about here.
Now you see, my producer signaling me that our time is up. So we have just about two minutes to address the last topic, and that is the decongestion exercise in Accra. Yesterday we saw it begin by the Accra mayor. Yeah. We've seen this happen before. They came back. This time, what is going to be the formula to maintain or sustain it?
Yeah. So this
first of all, is it needed?
It's very needed. Okay. It's very necessary. But as you mentioned, what is going to sustain it? When you are doing certain projects or you are embarking on certain initiatives, the major thing you should focus on is sustainability.
Sure.
How will you be able to sustain it? They should make sure that enforcement.
Okay.
Ghana, see, we are a human. Let's say a human facility. You can't give us total freedom or absolute freedom.
Sure.
They should make sure that they enforce things. They should be attack first. That will always be in our marketplaces, our street, our major markets. To make sure that people don't even cross the line. They should draw a thin line for them. If you are if you go above your limit, they should put you on your toes or put you at the right spot. That would be simple as that.
Simple as that.
Or else we are going to experience what you are experiencing.
Experience it again.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
For me, I think we've made everything politics in this country. If yesterday I was watching the news, someone was shouting that I am an NDC branch youth organizer of Kole first before the Klote constituency KKC. I'm a youth organizer there, branch youth organizer, and I work for the party, and Maba Musim Mutu. And about if 2028 swan. Like we make everything politics. So when the government is taking initiative, now it becomes very difficult. You see, yesterday the minister of the regional minister was speaking, and it was like they've picked up leaders so that the leaders within the market women themselves that no one should cross a particular line. Election that's how it is, because if election is approaching, then they feel like no. If you don't allow them, we need the votes. If you don't allow them, so we need a bold decision. When Henry Quarty, when they wanted to remove those onion sellers from the Konkoma or the Timber Market area there to the Kotoku and then the Kaswa, the Gumwa or Kaswa Road, Budumburam there, it took a very bold decision. Like a day. Must settle. Sure. Do you get it? Sure. It should be bold. Say, whether you vote for us, you don't vote for us, we are taking you out. Okay. Do you get it? And if the markets go there, initially they were saying if they move, they lose their customers. Okay. But when they moved, the people, the customers were also chasing them because then the Nunyan Toyobia, you will still go there to buy it. Okay. Let's assume Abosoka is in the center of Accra. The spare parts is there. If we take Abosoka and bring them to maybe the outskirts of Accra, you have lands there. People will still come by because aside there, you have anywhere to go and buy it. So you go. People drive from wherever they are to buy it at Abosoka. Yeah. People stay at Tema. They can drive to Abosoka and buy it. Okay. So what if someone do? Why should they come and buy it? Right. It should take a bold step. Okay. For them to do this thing. Where election best one, then you assign a gym. Okay. Like the demolition of buildings and other things. The people use it for elections. Now you assign it's bad. Okay. That's my point. It's bad. Okay. We shouldn't politicize anything.
We should have a bold decision about
sustaining this. Mokoha. All right. And no.
That's all. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for making the show worthwhile. Your last words, Joe, before we call on the curtains.
Okay, so my last words to be, I will urge all Ghanaians to be, I think we should all be patient and we should all be discerning enough to support our government to achieving the good cause we want to achieve, because there are a lot of things going on, there are a lot of good stuff that this government is already initiating and implementing, but if you are not that interested in stuff or you are not keen in knowing certain things, opportunities will bypass you. So everybody should avail himself to take up opportunities. There are a lot of initiatives that are set in place to empower youth and to make sure that they get certain skills to make sure that they are reliant on themselves. You understand? They are independent. That is the kind of youth we want to build to develop this country. And so they should avail themselves and take up opportunities. And also we applaud the government on what is going on, and we are confident that by the time we hit 2027, we are going to fully stabilize the economy and everything is going to go on. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay, thank you very much too, Joe. Paul,
yeah, for me, I will say a very special good morning to Charles Otten. Honorable, he's an honorable, but he's an assembly member, and also he's a commander. So Commander Honorable Charles Otten, also known as OT. He's the youth organizer for Anyasu constituency. Like this very premises, wherever we are. He is the youth organizer. And then he worked very hard for the MPP to win this very seat. And he's also the assembly member for Chantai electoral area. This very man is very hardworking and dedicated. And loved by all. Like who in the crowd, the way he approach you, like a better one. This man is now coming to contest as the assistant regional secretary. Greater Accra assistant
regional secretary for the NPP.
For the NPP. And then I'll urge everybody, the time is not yet out, but I'll urge everybody that when the time comes, we should all rally behind He's a very hardworking man.
Okay.
We believe if he comes, we are going to win back the region. Me, on one bit, my boy, I'm winning region. That's all I want.
Okay.
I believe in Commander Prince,
Okay.
Obeng. I believe in OT. I believe in Kwame Bequin.
Okay.
These 3 people, I believe in them.
Sure.
And also tonight, Manchester United. Manchester United is winning a trophy.
Shaka.
It's winning a trophy.
Shaka.
Mark it somewhere.
Salah.
I'll be here next week. I'll be here next week, and then
And we will laugh at you. And we will laugh
you
at
give me
you.
my stone.
We
You
will
give me
laugh at
you give me
you.
my stone. My stone. So
Okay.
to all Manchester United fans, let's relax. We should just celebrate and chill. We should just celebrate and chill. Tonight we're winning 2-1. Just 2-1.
Yo.
Bruno Fernandes and Zexi. I'm going to go to my na Japon. I just cap no.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen, for making the show worthwhile once again. And thank you to our beautiful listeners who took the time to stay with us throughout the show. We will be coming your way same time tomorrow morning. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach?